hello, and welcome
I'll see you
along
guys
to
tomorrow.
episode 8 of Dragon Keepers. Deeper Waters. Unfortunately today, Allura won't be joining us. She's off eloping with elephants in Ethiopia, and has fractured her elephant capturing ear. But I'm sure that she will...
That was poor elephant catching ear.
Well, we gave it a go. We are sure that she will elevate herself to returning shortly.
There we go. Saved it in the end.
But otherwise, playing with me in a tragic turn of events, I have Twiggy, Michaela.
Oh, I love that. Hi, I'm playing Twiggy, the halfling, Way of Mercy monk.
Just here for the juice, I have Jay.
Ah, yes, that be me. And I'm playing Arya Corvus, the half-elf arcane trickster.
Jumping for joy to be here, I've got Josh.
Most definitely am jumping for joy to be
You're
here.
not Josh!
Oh,
go on.
It's Jamal. Sorry, I'm done.
No, you can go if you want, Jamal. Who are you playing? We're so excited to hear.
The J brothers.
Sorry, I am fucking out of it this time around. I'm playing Emil, our half-elf celestial warlock. And yeah, jumping for joy.
And just glad he isn't Jamal. It's Josh.
Aww. Hi, I am him, and I will be playing Patrick, the forest gnome druid.
Is Allura the class teacher? Is there a reason why we've descended into absolute
She's the
idiocy?
school bully.
Yeah, we've descended into idiocy because she's not here.
Yeah, she's a stabilizing presence for sure.
But when we left off last session, well, where were we? What was happening? Jay, fill us in.
Oh, jeez.
Feel picked on. Feel picked on.
Oh, boy.
You were here last session, right? Yeah, okay, cool.
No, I wasn't.
If you need it out.
What happened last session? Anyone and everyone.
So, I think basically all that really happened was that we travelled a bit, and then there was some slut shaming that none of us were privy to apart from Nitani, and then seemingly out of... Oh, and then we had a bit of a campfire festival where Patrick put on a show, as did Arya, and then the girls and boys split up very awkwardly and started giggling and gossiping about each other. And then very abruptly and out of nowhere, the resident slut was like, I apologize for being the villain, and everyone stayed pretty quiet. Not quite sure Twiggy forgive her, but Patrick sure did.
Since
then...
Patrick forgave her, Twiggy is like, fine, then I will put it to bed.
Okay. But I think that's all that happened, right?
Do you want to try the major news that happened?
Yeah, the major news that you missed.
What's the reason?
With Jer being...
Oh yeah, she's pregnant.
Yeah.
She said she was trying to sleep with someone so that she could say that they're the dad, because she didn't want to admit about her tragic backstory. And everyone was like, I ain't no baby daddy. I'm not paying for this thing till they're 18.
Actually, Griff was like, I'll raise it even if it's not mine.
Okay,
but
yeah,
yes.
he was the
That's
lone
sweet.
soldier.
That's
But yeah.
nice.
He's the stepdad.
We also
guess.
we also
He's the
noticed
dad
some,
that stepped up.
we also noticed some burgeoning friendships between Cedric and Elise. Between Elise and Leftrin, Captain Leftrin. We noticed Cedric was ill and had scaling, or the beginning of some scaling on
Oh,
his cheeks.
yeah.
We noticed
yeah.
that Skelly and Boxter, Boxter being a dragon keeper, Skelly being a boat girl, were a little close and were talking quite a lot. And Tamara got cuddled awkwardly in the night by Rapscan and was really pissed off about it.
That does sound
And
awkward.
a mysterious stranger tucked me in at night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and
who was that?
We don't.
I think we can guess.
Can you?
I can guess.
Twiggy's taking credit for it.
So
No, because we discussed this. Twiggy came back and found him tucked in.
Yes. when we were separated, you asked, because I was with Davy and Tats and all of them lot, and
You were with the
you
men.
asked, yeah,
The boys club.
You asked Twiggy to make a perception check, and she failed. And then when I woke up, Davy was mysteriously not there, so I think Davy has the hots for Patrick because, of course.
There was also no one else there, but yes.
That's neither here nor there.
But you selectively chosen that guy that wasn't there, so it must have been him, right?
Because the check was about him. That's why.
No, the perception check that Twiggy failed was to look at Cedric's face.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
it was after that.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway. Yes, there was a perception check regarding him, but that was to do with his magic, remember?
If you say
Oh,
so.
yeah.
But anyway, we left off at the morning after the campsite, with the dragons feeling sated and sleeping off the large turtles they had eaten. And after a short while, you guys get back on the get back on the river, and it's a fairly sort of constant routine at this point. The dragons don't like moving much before 12 p.m., much before lunchtime. They like to sleep in the morning after eating. After which they get up and get moving. Those who are in the hunting team, so that is Natani and Emil, with Greft and Tamara, and Tats. And Tamara and Carson and Davy. The hunting team sort of get going quite quickly, and they try and get ahead of everyone, and then and their respective boat partners, obviously, Natani and Tamara, paired up, and Alan will get there fairly early because of Emil, and they will go out hunting, gather some food, and get it ready for the group to make camp when the dragons catch up. Then you've got the people who sort of work the camp, if you like. So Alam and Jerd and Arya and Sylv. This is the sort of second wave of people. And they will arrive again a little early, get the camp all set up for everyone, and get the food cooking for the keepers. And then the third wave are those who do the fishing, and those who are willing to sort of break ground for the dragons. So in situations where the dragons might have areas that are a bit narrow for them to get through, or they're struggling with some deeper water. Hold on, Josh, I will come to you when I'm done. Where the water's deeper and the dragons need help getting across. If you remember, at one point the dragons got stuck. And that group is containing Twiggy and Tats and Patrick and Case and Boxster, who and sort of who's with Tats? Is that and Rapscal? Rapscal's sort of stuck with you guys just because he's with Tats. But Rapscal, he really wants to be hunting, but he spends more of his time with Hebe than anything else. Although he has been an asset to helping get food, because Hebe is the only dragon who's willing to give up any food for anybody else. Josh, you were asking?
Isn't fishing a type of hunting?
Sure. But it doesn't require you to be on land. If you remember, you guys are on boats most of the day, so you're fishing from the boats, whereas those who are hunting on land need to get there, stop the boats, and then go hunting. The fish in the Rain Wild River, because of its milky, acidy whiteness, tend to be quite small and a bit odd. If you remember, some of them are quite spiky and quite difficult to manage. I think we've got a lovely picture of a fish somewhere. Yeah, here you go.
Is it like the three-eyed one?
Yes, that's the sort of fish you're pulling out. So not very pleasant stuff.
Disturbing.
Yeah, a little bit. And then also it just means you can get that done while you're with the dragons in range. But this sort of routine has led to you guys being quite at ease within your groups. Sylv and Arya are now very much welcomed Jerd into the fold, if you like, and are very used to Alam's presence. And Adam's always at the camp a little earlier than the rest of you, so he always gets a little bit more set up with Jerd, because the hunters go first. And then the rest of you are getting sort of, especially the fishing group, are getting far more used to everybody else's dragons. By this point, I think you've learned every dragon name apart from Skymore's, which is the name that Tamara has given the blue sapphire dragon, but she has not given her own name. That is this one here.
The gem dragons are so pretty.
Yeah, they are pretty beautiful. I think there are 4. There's Fent, and then there is hashtag not Lucio, Azanth, and Harmony. All the gem dragons are pretty beautiful. But yeah, you guys managed to make good progress. You're getting closer to your boating partners, and over the next 4 or 5 days, you travel out through lots more forest and get yourselves to what appears to be a sort of widening of the river. And at this point, the dragons have sort of worked out that they can manage quite a lot of this on land, as the land is getting a little firmer. And some of you, if you wish, specifically the hunters, but anybody else really, if they wish, for a few days at least, could walk and leave their boats on the Tarman.
Well, I'm curious what's down here.
Well, you don't know because you don't actually see the map; you just see the river.
No,
You
but
do
I
see the
just,
river break.
surely I see it diverging off.
You do, but if you remember, you guys are following Tarman's memories, the memories of the live ship, Tarman, when he was a dragon before, and he feels that it is most definitely straight ahead. You did take some wrong turnings down here, and also into this little bit of swamp, so it's nice to have got out into the more open water. But any of you prefer land to the boat?
I would.
Sure, yeah, I'd like to walk just for the change of pace.
Yeah. And during this time, you'll be able to spend a little bit more time with your dragons, and wandering with your dragons, because for most of the part when you've been in the boats, you've been able to see them, but you've not actually been able to interact with them. During this time of spending time on the shore, Sestican would be trying to teach Patrick a little bit. And when you come across any plants that he recognizes, any animals that he recognizes, just little things, he sort of tells you what they were like when he was, sort of one of his ancestors, or what he remembers of them. There's one particular purple flower that he calls
A lily.
If only it was that simple.
I don't know if there is such a thing as a purple lily.
No.
There is in Animal Crossing.
Well then, yes.
But yeah, he.
Oh, tulip, I think, is what I was thinking of.
Oh.
Yeah, they can definitely be purple.
Why do I not have a mouse? Like, hello? Can I just have a cursor, please? Thank you. Okay, sorry, I was looking for the name and then my cursor decided to disappear off the screen. Anyway, I'll get to the name in a second, but he has at least told Patrick that it makes a good tea. Sorry, you were saying?
Mm.
I was just going to say, I think by now, because it's been a couple of weeks, you said?
Mm-hmm. Not yet, no. It's been 2 days since we...
Oh, we've not done the skip yet.
No, we're going to go through days quickly.
We're mid-skip.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then that's fine, never mind.
Yeah, so it turns out that it's just called Furberry. I think that's how I'm gonna call it. FIR.
I think I'll bend down to pluck it.
Mhm.
And then as I pluck it and hold it, the bottom of the stem will die as I inadvertently cast produce flame.
Nice. I like that. First couple of times you burn it up, but you will discover that it makes a nice tea, and apparently the elderlings used to really enjoy it.
Oh, then I'll shove a bunch in my bag.
Yeah.
Then, because that'll help when I become an elderling.
Yes. But it just seems pleasant. He doesn't remember it having any special effects, so to speak.
What
The
does it
berries,
smell
however,
like?
are very dangerous and should be left alone.
The what?
The berries on the
the
plant
berries.
can actually poison you, but the leaves can be used in a tea.
Do they smell like anything?
It smells a little like lavender.
Okay.
It's quite a gentle smell, but very floral. And you know that well, maybe you don't, but at least some people know that Elise was complaining, or worrying rather, that the ship was going to run out of tea. So perhaps finding replacements for it would be good.
Who was that was ringing?
Alice.
Elise.
She is
A noble woman?
The boat
here.
crew? No.
Oh, got it.
Oh, there she. Oh, yeah, I remember.
So she's an expert in dragons, and in elderlings.
Is she also walking around?
No, she's been on the boat all the time. She's got a little close to Captain Leftrin. But you will note that when the boat stops, she's willing to involve herself in every task. She gets involved in the... Yeah, she gets involved in the butchery of the meat. She gets involved in the cooking. She gets involved in the fishing. She's also been involved in the grooming of various different dragons, in terms of making sure that they're medically okay after the rasps. Do you remember the rasp snakes that got involved?
Yes, yeah. Can you remind me the next time I'm around?
Sure. But yeah, I mean, she's been very involved and ever present.
Yes.
And giving sort of not advice so much as asking the dragons questions about how the elderlings used to live and how they used to help the dragons. So one of the things she's been getting involved in is refashioning these sort of ship scrubbing brushes that are used for sanding away a level of wood to really tar, which are sort of like metal bristled brushes. And she's been repurposing those for the purpose of shining scales. And trying to make sure that every keeper has the tools they need for their dragons. She's not... She's really not a very noble lady. If you remember, she had no airs and graces and her social skills were terrible. Unlike Cedric, who's very much like a typical noble. So if Arya needs somebody to hate, he's right there. But yes, Elise does generally seem to just want to be helpful and care for everyone. And you'll notice a lot of the dragon keepers that come to see her as a sort of, not a replacement mum, but as a sort of kind auntie, if you like. So, not all of them, but most of them. You'll note, Arya, that Sylv really likes Arya.
A little too much, if you ask me.
She's 13! Leave her alone! Anyway, but during this time, Sestican will be sort of telling you all about the different plants and animals on the side.
Yes. I'll try. Yes, and if there's any, like, the berries and stuff like that, if there's a big, like, clump of them together, then I would like to do something if we happen to come up.
Go ahead and give me a perception check, or a survival check, actually, and see if you can find a clump of them. In the meantime, however, Balapa, he's been trying to teach you a very long-winded poem.
God. Okay.
Yes. So this is about the serpent that went to sea. And when the serpent went to sea, what did they see? Is how it goes. And it's basically like a teaching song that dragons often taught young elderlings.
Like a nursery rhyme?
A little bit, though. Elderlings, would be a sort of 15 or 16 at this time. But it's all about the different sights that you would see from the sea and how dragons would see them differently. So, for example, you might talk about, do you see the belly of the whale so large, so wide, and so pale and white? And the dragon would say, nay, I do not see the belly of the whale so large and white. Instead, I do but see the hump. And it goes on and on like that. But basically, it's telling you the difference in perspective of the serpent and the dragon. And the idea is that obviously the elderlings would have a third perspective, that of a small creature, of a land creature. That which a dragon might see as meat, you might see as a fearsome predator. So he's desperately trying to teach you it, but he keeps forgetting sections. So when he's teaching you, he goes back and then corrects himself on previous lines, making it an absolutely impossible task to recount it properly. He's sort of hashing
That's all right. But Twiggy remembers the lines that she likes.
It is absolutely fair. And some of those lines might be about the giant trees. These giant trees along the side of the river could be climbed inside if one was small enough, hollowed out from the bottom upwards. The serpent sees the tree as roots that live along the river. The dragon sees the trees as obstructions. Landing is dangerous when they are nearby. That sort of thing. And they will also tell you about the bark and how dragons used to sharpen their claws on tough bark of the trees. But Balaba will tell you that this sometimes harmed the trees, and trees would fall when dragons are near, and elderlings beware. Because when a dragon strengthens its claws too much on a tree, it can take away the integrity and let the tree fall.
Pair of trees.
What was your survival check, Patrick?
It was a 24.
That's pretty good. You come to a large clump of furberry, you identify it, and you're able to sort of brush away the nettles that surround it that might have stung. Got yourself
that doesn't matter.
Got yourself to a nice large section of them. What are you doing?
So I will just like gesture with my hands in like both of them going in circles but like opposite ways, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Like you're doing breaststroke in midair.
Yeah. So like that. But well, not like that, but like that.
Yeah.
And as I do, like the plants will start like burning the tips and start to wither away as I cast a Wither and Bloom.
Whoa.
Pretty cool.
Cool.
Noting your new
destroy
trick.
all those berries.
Noting your new trick. Seskin will be impressed. Your magic is coming along quite well. When you do it on purpose.
Well, I'm very fire prone. It's why Twiggy's dead doesn't like me. That's past tense. Doesn't like me, still doesn't.
Well, some people are bad judges of character. That's all. Nothing wrong with being a bit fire prone.
Is, but...
Nothing wrong with being a bit fire prone, as long as you've got the right intentions. This right here, this nettle is called the blue nettle. And even to dragons, it is wise not to bite anything too close to it. It can sting the tongue.
In a bad way?
A very bad way. Most uncomfortable. Itches and sores. That being said, the elderlings used to harvest it and use it as spices. But you've got to be very careful not to get stung by it when you do so. It loses its potency after a day or so out of the ground. As this conversation is going on, I'm going to fast forward a little bit to the evening. And Arya and Sylve, in cooking today, I brought something that you're not really sure what it is. It's brought in by Jess, the hunter. If you remember Jess, he was the sort of dangerous-looking guy. He brings you what looks to be a sort of leathery material, wide stretches of it with a little bit of meat clinging to it. He sort of brings it in, and it's big. It's like there's sort of 7 or 8 of these meter-wide leathery stretches, and he's got them stacked up, and he sort of brings them over, and I'm not sure what you can do with these. I think they're some sort of bat, but very large. Almost no meat on the carcass, like a snake, but with wide wings. Do you think these are edible? Sol sort of takes a look and just shrugs and looks at you.
Maybe. Some parts of it could be.
Yeah, I mean, as you take a closer look, it's pretty plain that you've not seen anything like this before. He might be right on the bat thing, but bats don't normally have any meat to their wings. These are a little meaty, they're a little thick, sort of like 4 or 5 inches thick. With a leathery... Most of it seems to be made up of this leathery skin. There doesn't seem to be much meat between the skin, but they're thick to grab. I mean, they're heavy.
Okay.
It's just sort of puts them down in front of you. I've got something else to bring in, but I've got to go back and get it. I left it dead. I don't know what it was. Some sort of cross between a cow and a horse.
What? One more time?
Cross between a cow and a horse, I think. I had a large body like a cow, like deep down, and a very thick-set creature, but a long neck and a sort of equine face.
Huh. Do you need help bringing it over, or?
No, you work out what you can do with those. We've got the wheeled cart. I'll get it on that. I know that sounds like a really stupid phrase, the wheeled cart, because all carts have wheels. But what it means is it's a flat bed and the wheels are like underneath, and there's multiple of them, and they use them as runners to basically cart stuff across really rough terrain.
Gotcha.
And he'll go and stick it on that. The flatbed delivery pallet. But yeah, as he goes off there, and as you look at these strange wings, are you doing anything specific with them, or just sort of poking and prodding? What are you doing? What are you doing, and what are you doing?
I've mentioned that it was of leather with like some meat in it, so I think like the idea is to like cut out the meat while keeping sort of like the leathery pieces intact, because it could be useful.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead and give me a sleight of hand check with that. Go eat some biscuits. Fuck off.
Yeah, 24.
24, yeah. Fantastic. You're able to peel away a lot of the leather, and the meat you find underneath is very, very pale. I mean, almost like, do you know that sort of fat on bacon?
Yeah.
It's a little like that. And it's squishy. It's odd. It's like somebody's just handed you blancmange or tripe. It doesn't look very appetizing. And Silver pointed this out. She said, "That looks quite disgusting, but there's a lot of it."
Yeah.
Should we... What do we even do with it? Well, I've just put it in a pot, or put it over the fire, or...
That's good. Maybe try and make a stew out of it, or...
Okay. We put it in first, or... Just add it to the water?
Get the water to a boil, put it in, and then we'll go from there.
I've got the pot on the fire, and yeah, you can go ahead and add it. But it takes only about 10 minutes for you to notice that this is not doing what you were hoping. Instead, the entire water goes thick and white and gloopy. And you put your spoon in, you put a wooden spoon in, and you go to pull it out, and you've made glue.
Oh.
Not great for eating, but probably quite useful.
Yeah.
Just for perspective, Arya as a person has never seen glue and never really heard of it. Glue is not something that exists in the world. Usually tar would be used. This is something brand new.
Okay.
To everyone.
But
it's the effects of it are very obvious. You
and like...
You can work out that it's glue, and you can call it glue if you want, but yeah, Arya wouldn't have seen it before.
Right. Okay.
You need horses to make glue.
No, apparently you need bat-like creatures. Huh. But I don't think this is going to be edible. But...
Yeah, so it's very similar to the protein in the tissue of animals. You can make glue from like quite a few different creatures, sort of connective tissues. You can make it from horse hooves and stuff, but nowadays none of it's done. It's all synthetic, but or very few are. But back in the old days, you could use meat, basically connective tissues. So this is like that, but there's a lot of it. Still sort of. Oh, it stole our spoon.
Yeah. That's a bit unfortunate. We got ours though, right?
Yeah, you've got plenty of other spoons. I mean, we must be able to get it out eventually. Maybe we'll ask Jess. He's just coming back now. And Jess is coming back, pulling what I can only describe as a buffalo on a cart. He's cut its head off and its legs, so it doesn't look like a buffalo anymore. It's just a big slab of meat.
Ground beef.
Yes, but he has just brought a huge... And this is the first animal that you have seen that's not based in the water, but based on land, that is decently meaty. I mean, one of these is going to feed, 10 or 12 keepers, or even 2 dragons, just one of them. And as he's bringing it over, he's discussing with Carson, who's coming with him, that he thinks it might be a herd animal, that you guys are moving towards what's more recognizable as grass or forest, depending on which bit you're looking at.
Mm-hmm.
How did you get on with the meat?
Well, there's not much meat to speak of from the wings. It's tried making something and instead came out with a form of adhesive.
Oh. Carson comes over. Can I take a look at that? It's,
Sure.
wow. We could make stuff with this. We could patch up the ship. Maybe some of the boats. Maybe even attach hides to things. Okay, hold on. I've got some pots. And he'll rush off to the boat and he'll come back later with some sort of big, heavy, sort of like small barrels, I guess is the way I put them. They're like this sort of size. And they would usually be used for storing oils or honey, that sort of stuff. But you can fill them up with glue. And it will stay sort of liquidy. It needs a little bit of heating to be really effective, but it's keepable like that. He's very pleased with you, and he finds you a nice fresh pot for dinner. Yeah, as the group sort of convene, it's been a couple of days. Yeah, give me 2 seconds. As the group convene, everybody's at the campsite, and as happens every 5 or 6 days, the boat crew come and join you all around the fires, meaning that everybody other than Big Ida and either Swaj or Hennessy would be present at the campfire. It's a bit of a sort of familial feel. What were you saying, Josh?
That's actually quite a nice segue. Number one, is the glue like the kind of white glue you put on your hands later trying to peel it off?
Ooh,
Sure, yeah.
Good question.
Yeah, it's like arts and crafts glue that you put on with a stick. You know? Yeah.
Now we're talking. We're doing. This is really becoming summer camp. We had the campfire night, and now we've got arts and crafts.
Now we've got EVA glue going on. Jesus.
Yeah. we just need a sash and to be able to get different
badges.
Yeah.
No, what we need is we need coloured bits of paper so we can tie into interlocking links and just glue it all together and make chains that we hang from trees.
Oh, I love doing that.
You can't do that, but you can hang some flower garlands if you want.
Oh no. The second
Paper
point
doesn't exist.
was since we're here, I would like to go over to Elise.
Yep. So you'll find Elise. Arya will be very happy that you'll find Elise by the fire, by the campfire, in fact. But she is boiling tea up for for everyone. Tea is a strenuous word. There's a sprig of mint in it, and a little bit of sugar, and nothing else.
So marginally sweet and spicy water. Got it.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
It's like the thing is, it would be
leaves.
great if it was like a teapot's worth, but she's trying to make tea for 20, so instead it's a cauldron with the amount for a teacup.
But it's not tea leaves.
That won't do.
You don't need tea leaves to make tea. I mean, mint tea is made of mint. Like, that's it.
And no tea leaf? But that's just mint water.
That's
tea?
what mint
I have
tea
bad
is.
news for you about tea.
That is what mint tea is.
I only know
it's
tea in
mint
the
and water.
traditional sense.
You mean like in a bag? Yeah. So
Yeah, I do.
Yes. So just another bit of news for you. Tea leaves look quite like mint leaves before they get ground down and put into PG Tips sachets. So yeah, it's effectively looks
I
like
actually
tea.
take Yorkshire tea. Thank you
Sure,
very
but
much.
just imagine you've taken one single Yorkshire tea bag and you put it in the biggest cook pot you can find full of water, and then served it to 25 people.
It's going to be the weakest thing ever.
Exactly, yeah. But it's okay, and everybody, it's the only other option is water, so it's still nice. But anyway, she's ladling it out into people's little wooden cups.
Hi, Elise.
Oh, Patrick, you had a cup yet?
No. I actually have a gift for you.
Oh, how lovely.
Because
perhaps,
us
and then she
gingers
sort
have
of
to stick together.
That is true. She puts her hand on your shoulder and guides you away from the fire and the tea to receive your gift, knowing your propensity for calamity.
Of course. Calamity? I've not done anything bad.
Calamitous.
Tea.
You are known for setting fire to things
Strong
occasionally.
reaction.
You set fire to
Well,
things
okay.
occasionally by accident.
I will present to her the furberry leaves that I found just moments ago.
You found them about 10 hours ago, but
Okay, well,
these were
time
like
is
lavender.
weird.
They were right over there, at least. You didn't even look.
These were little like lavender. They from all the way back in Bingtown. I've had a smell like this once. Bingtown, yes, it's a big town down the Rain Wild River on the sea, on the coast. But we have lovely lush meadows and grass. It's where I'm from, actually. And some of the plants that grow there are a little like this, but these are much more sturdy. And she sort of pinches a little bit and squeezes it and then puts it on her tongue. Yeah, I hope they're not poisonous.
I picked up the right one, or you're gonna be stinking and have bumps.
The berries? Tell me she didn't just do that to a berry.
No, she didn't. She squeezed the leaves of the flowers.
I destroyed all the
berries.
berries.
Yeah, he burns them all up.
Okay, good. Right.
This is wonderful. We need a fresh pot. And she'll rush over and Arya, is there any chance? Have you got a spare cook pot? We've got a lovely new tea leaf. Maybe we can make some.
I'll look.
Thanks. And she will take it from you and say, "That's so helpful. First cup for you." And she begins to sort of brew it up. Was that a
No?
Oh, hello.
I think she's talking to a dog, not the no to the tea.
Right. So Laura dives in and then just tells
She's
Elise,
like,
"No, you won't make tea.
No,
You
do
won't
not
serve
consume
Arya
the tea."
first. What do you think you're doing?" Point it back.
Literally. No spare teapot for you.
Oh, that's the best
You just get
entrance
the
we've
most
ever had.
cold water whatsoever, the most clear one that you can get. You go to consume the leaf and you just hear no.
But welcome on
You
in.
cannot consume the leaf. The leaf will consume you.
Yeah, so she'll really sort of mesh up. She doesn't use much at first. She's quite sparing, but she's once it starts brewing, she'll come and find you, Patrick, and say, this is.
I'll stay there with her.
Oh, okay. In that case, she'll just sort of acknowledge to you that this is wonderful and that she was so worried about running out of tea. And I know that's only a little thing, and it's just a personal comfort, but it goes a long way, a warm drink on a cold night, especially with all this rain.
This tea is actually special because elderlings make them, and I actually found them because I'm destined to become one, and so I found these leaves. It's a sign.
That could well be true.
Yeah.
You probably are destined to become an elderling.
I am. Sestikin said
sure.
that he can make me one.
Really?
Yeah.
Did he say how?
No.
The process is lost in the books.
He's very secretive about it.
And well, I'm sure, of course. It was very few. Many people called themselves friends of dragons, but it would seem very few became elderlings. I think the dragons chose them, which means that perhaps it is your destiny.
Well, mum's the word, and I'll tap my nose a couple of times.
I see. Of course, I won't say anything more, but fascinating. I didn't think all the dragons remembered all that much. That's good. And you say this tea was drunk by elderlings. Do you know why? Is it anything special? Or do they just enjoy it?
I think if an elderling drinks it, it enhances their innate abilities and power. I can actually demonstrate this on you. Prior, I only ignited, harmlessly, of course, multicolored lights on just one person the last time. But now, and I will fairy fire us both. After drinking the tea, multiple people.
It hasn't boiled yet.
Well, it's the fumes. The fumes.
Of course. You may either give me a deception check if you are genuinely lying, or if Patrick completely believes what he's saying, you may give me a performance
I think
check.
it's half and half. I think he's got tripped up and he's trying to recover. I think he does believe what he's saying, but he is kind of
Give me a performance check.
Okay. I can't roll it in my tray because my cat's sat in it. Performance. I've got a +4.
You have?
Yes, I'm proficient in it. It's an 18.
An 18! Should have looked at you and, wow, I never. Well, I'm sure it won't endanger any of us. She believes that you believe what you're saying.
Yes.
That is
That's
as
the
far
best
as it
way to
goes.
be.
Yes. But she will sort of... Everyone, we've got some fresh tea that Patrick provided. I hear it will make you all feel great. And be the best you that you can be.
Ah, nice. I run to the front of the line.
And she's sort of she sort of like hesitates and cringes a little at what she's just said. But she was trying to paraphrase Patrick, and I don't know why it came out like a nursery school teacher. But anyway,
attempt was made.
as you come in closer, Emil, Ranculos has heard about this tea that enables you to be the best you can be, best you that you can be, and he's very sort of nosing in at you and sort of, for me.
Oh, wow.
Sorry, is that
Your dragon wants some tea.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
He's gonna drink the whole.
What happens
Frickin'
if a dragon drinks tea?
Nothing.
Do they become a sophisticated dragon?
No. Nothing changes at all. They begin to walk with a cane.
Fantastic. In that case, I will very much let Ranculos at least have a little bit of a sniff and a taste. See
He
what
licks it
Ranculos
once and
thinks of the-
No, don't like that. Not at all. Not for me. I'm already the best me I can be. I'm going hunting. He just sort of gallivants out of the camp.
But I would like to at least approach Elise and ask. So, what tea is this? Do you just happen to find this around?
I'm gonna call it purple leaf tea, unless anyone tells me otherwise. Because
That is
not very creative.
that I actually told you, Elise.
Did you? I don't think you said the name.
Yeah, I sure did.
Oh, sorry, my bad. Oh, so she will tell you, Emil. She'll say, furberries, apparently.
But don't eat the berries.
Well, we haven't
Just
got
the
any.
leaves.
Yes. There you go, Emil.
So,
You heard it
wait.
from Patrick. Furberries, but not the berries, the leaves.
Yes.
Wait, Patrick, why not the berries? What's wrong with the berries? Are they toxic?
They're deadly.
Oh. That's a little worse than just toxic. Well, thank you for letting me know. I will keep an eye out for the leaves if I can. Some more tea would be quite nice, but I avoid the berries.
I killed some of the berries, but I haven't found all of them.
Are the berries dangerous to our dragons as well, or is it just
good question.
us?
I don't think anything can kill a dragon.
I'll give a very questioning look as if to say, I'm pretty sure mine almost did.
I have faith in your dragon.
They are unstoppable.
They actually did get upgraded, and I totally forgot to do that. So I will tell you the changes, but I won't make them yet. Their proficiency bonus will go up by 1, meaning that their chance to hit and I think a couple of other bits go up. But also they are now effectively adamantine, so they are immune to critical hits.
Oh, that's perfect for Ranculos, the
Yeah,
crit
very
magnet.
needed, holy shit.
Yeah, I think there's a couple of other very minor changes to damage, and one change to swimming speed, which is Sestican's swimming speed has gone up by 5 feet.
Nice.
He can now swim 5 feet.
No,
Zero?
he didn't have 0, did he?
Oh, did he?
I think he had 10 feet.
Oh, yeah,
and now
maybe
he's at
you're right,
15.
actually. Okay, yeah, so he can now swim 15 feet.
Yeah.
Very nice.
He doesn't like swimming. But anyway, I'll make those changes over the week.
He's a good jogger.
But yeah.
I would like to take the time to ask Elise if she can teach me how to brew tea like that, because
Take the leaf, you put it in the water, you wait.
Yeah, but surely there's more to it than that, right? Is it? Have you got to get the water to like a very vigorous boil, or just a light one, or do you need? To
They
do
put the
something
pot of water on the
leaves,
fire, they put the leaf in the water, and then they spoon it out with a ladle. It is the most technical tea you've ever seen. If you're feeling really exotic, just a spoonful of sugar helps that medicine go down.
You'll stop overthinking it.
Easiest tea in the world.
It's all like that. All tea in this world is like that. It is just a leaf in a bucket of water because they don't know better.
Sure.
Maybe
No.
in the heights of
nothing.
Jamalia or the Spice Isles, they do some more exciting stuff. But what are they going to do with it? It's about as exciting as the stew. Put the meat in the water, wait till it's cooked, and lob it back out. I mean, you can add vegetables and seasoning,
tasting
but
tea is very exciting.
yeah, I mean, it's nice. It's fragrant, it's invigorating, and it has no special effects whatsoever.
Well, not for you guys.
No, Sebastian, of course, is Sebastian.
Sebastian.
Who's Sebastian?
Wow.
New character alert.
Cue the Albania theme.
Go and
How
join the
rude.
Allura ranks if nobody knows which character is. Well, James never knows which character I'm playing.
How rude. Leave Sebastian alone.
Can we just get a quick hit of the Albania theme right now whilst we're at it?
No, I'm not on the right thing. I
Damn
don't
it.
have it. Sebastian is about as intelligent as Patrick is stupid. So that is a weird mistake to make. Patrick will be his very best self, which is the same self he was this morning.
Wow, that's a beautiful message.
Isn't it?
Except now I'm covered in fairy fire. As is Elise.
Well, not permanently, just today.
No,
For
just
For
for
like a
10
minute.
minutes or something.
It's
Why
like
would you-
one.
minute.
Is it one? How boring.
Yeah.
It's 1 minute. Just enough to make the tea.
Oh man, how boring! It's something that gives advantage on all attack rolls.
To be fair,
for a
I would
minute.
have no
How
problem with it
boring.
lasting 3 hours because if you
Are we
haven't killed
already
it with
so far?
advantage, if you haven't killed it with advantage in a minute, you're not going to kill it in the next hour.
Just one
You know,
arrow.
just as a side note on that, D&D, like, combat time is so stupid. Like,
For
you
6
could
seconds?
do so much. Yeah, like, you could do all of that in 60 seconds. That's crazy.
There's 6 seconds. There's some great TikToks that display just how many attacks you can take in 6 seconds and how far you can run and stuff, and they're actually fairly accurate. For your average
I
human
did see
being
some
being,
video.
for an average human being being level 2, they're actually all pretty accurate.
Let's agree to disagree.
The ones they tested, like the movement speed, how many attacks you can make.
They didn't test how long it takes to cast a spell.
No,
They
they
didn't
didn't
get
test
one like that.
Automatic and
Yeah.
material.
Um,
Gotta hunt
Did
around that
they-
mistletoe.
Did they test the insane Bizarro movement speed monks being able to move stupid amounts in 6 seconds?
I mean, that's basically just American Ninja Warrior.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Very good.
Yeah.
But they point out that if you take an average of 10 for everything, right, in like your standard 30 feet, then your average human is able to do that. None of us are monks or whatever. Usain Bolt can do, I think, 90 feet in 6 seconds.
Oh, yeah,
Perhaps
he's-
even more than that. No, because he can almost run 100 meters, right? So that's almost 300 feet in
300,
10
yeah.
seconds. So
Yeah.
yeah.
The monk.
Obviously,
Damn.
he's not also making a flurry of blows attack and 2 unarmed strikes.
He could if he
and,
wanted to.
and deflecting a missile, but
Well,
you know,
we
it's.
wonder where his competition went.
Anyway, you guys are able to have a lovely evening with fresh tea, and over the next few days, as you move further into what appears to be grass and meadows, staying on the shorelines.
Wow.
Yeah, plenty of long line rests. You will not only
Oh my
see.
God.
Ooh, nice.
One person wasn't here before the session for this awkwardly strange river.
And it wasn't Jamel, I don't think.
It was definitely Jamel. But yeah, so we have our straight line river.
Yes.
But during this time, you guys are actually moving on the shore. Almost nobody is rowing a boat anymore. The only 2 people that have been over the last couple of days are Case and Boxster. They have been trying this trick now where they've got this...
Why?
Because they've got a long trawling net behind them. And they're rowing the boat and trying to pull in fish. But
I'm
most of what they're
intrigued. Is it
getting like-
working?
yeah, it is, but it's not getting much. They get sort of like 6
Okay.
or 7 fish a day. But they feel it's worth the effort, and they're keeping at it.
Okay. I want
and
to throw a rock at them from the shore.
How accurate are you trying to be?
Just to, like, bother them.
Okay, right. Well, you say because you did say a rock at them.
Just, like, at the
Just to
boat.
remind you, you're a monk and you will probably hit. Yeah, so you throw a rock like we'll say It's a small, like it's a handheld rock, right?
Yeah, a little stone.
Yeah, and you throw it right next to the water, and sort of Case jumps and turns around. Hey, well, there's no need for that.
Sorry.
And just
They're my
at this
rowing
point,
rivals.
all of you, every one of you, are close enough to the boat to notice this. Boxer sort of, whoa, hold on, we've got something in the nets. It's I don't know what this is. Help!
Another ugly fish?
He starts yelling. No.
I'm in there.
I'd like to...
You note that their
how far
boat
out
is
is it?
beginning to tip up. Like
Uh-oh.
this. Only
Oh,
like
no.
5 or 10 feet from the shore.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
I'll enlarge one of them.
Mead.
Okay? Or can you pick one? Case or Boxer?
Yeah, Buxter, some like flame will wreath around his body as he enlarges for a minute.
Okay,
Just so
as
they
he's
can get a
suddenly
grip
sort of
on
Whoa.
like he's eating the Mario mushroom.
It's Super Mario.
Yeah.
Case is looking at like the strange creature that's in his net and the strange creature that was once his twin brother and is now, you know, a large hench bugbear-like creature with ginger hair.
Yeah.
And he's sort of looking from one to the other and sort of, and he just dives overboard. He just dives overboard, gets into the water, and like rushes to the side, and then like peels off his jacket, peels off all his clothing, and starts like wiping himself down because obviously it's acidy water, right?
Yeah, I'm surprised he jumped in.
He was terrified. His brother
who
just
did
became
that?
huge.
Oh, okay, the one
yeah.
who wasn't
And,
enlarged. Okay.
and the creature that's riding in the nets, the closer you look at it, it looks like a jellyfish, I guess,
Oh my god.
but without the helmet bit. It's just like just lots and lots of legs.
It's
and then,
just
like,
tentacles?
sort of. It's like it's a small ball. It's a little like.
Pangolin?
When you get down.
Yeah, it's a little like a
Does it have
tangler.
little red shoes?
Ew, I want to punch it.
No.
It is a little like a tangler, but it's water based,
Aw.
and it is about 60 foot in length.
Uh-oh.
What
Huh?
Crikey.
How deep is this water?
About 20-30 feet deep. It's long and it's sort of like
Okay.
writhing. And as you look more closely,
I need to kill it.
it doesn't. Those tentacles look like they're made of like leaves or plant material.
I'm gonna
was
yell
really
at-
interested that you said tangler.
I'm gonna
It's
yell at
grass
the-
type.
the brother that I enlarged and ask him to pick it up and throw it over here to the shore.
Ew, Patrick?
This
You
is
just have to kill
your
it.
concept of sizes is just. Right, you've just asked
You
a
said
cat
he
to
grew
pick up
like
a horse.
Mario. Mario grows
Yes.
big.
Yes, but not 60 feet. You just
He's
asked.
from
You've
medium
literally
to
asked.
large.
You've just
Yeah.
asked a cat to throw you a
I don't-
horse.
I don't know how strong he is to be able to throw things because obviously increasing his size increases his
Yes.
throwing.
So you've gone from
capacity.
asking a mouse to throw a horse to asking a cat to throw a horse.
I didn't realize he was that small.
No.
He's not. It's relative size. Okay. If you
The
prefer.
technical things are like 60 foot of it. It's
He doesn't
a
know what 60
lot.
foot is. Okay, so you've got a human standing next to a bus, right? And you've tripled their
Yeah.
size and then asked them to throw a bus at you.
Yeah, that sounds right.
No.
No, it
No.
Isn't he
Um,
a fighter?
He
Isn't
looks at you and he's like,
strong?
look at the size of it.
No,
No.
I agree with your plan to
He's
kill
literally
it.
not a fighter.
No, he's really not. And not only that, but it's got all these long tentacly legs and it begins to sort
Yeah,
of
it's too
shamble
gross.
and ramble towards the shore.
Uh-oh.
Goodness.
Oh.
What,
I'm
the
ready to
technical things
kill
are
it.
just
No.
rambling?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're coming towards
It's
us.
sort of shambling up the side of the water. At this point, Boxer is going to shrink because the minute is up. And you will see this creature sort of rush onto the shore, and then its tentacles, if for want of a better word, its long grassy vines sort of reach down into the ground. And very slowly it sort of settles down into the grass. And after a moment you hear this sort of noise coming from it.
Where are the dragons?
What does it look like it's doing? And have we ever seen
Give me
anything
a
even
nature check.
remotely vaguely?
Or an
Ooh, can I
insight
give-
check, your
Can I
choice.
give it a nature check?
I'd
A
like
nature
to
or
throw-
insight, your choice.
I'd like to throw a produce flame at it, but I can wait for the
I think he's
checks.
better at insight, but I feel like I want her to get... Wow. That is a 22
Lovely.
on
Emil?
nature.
On the inside?
Nat 20,
Whoa.
On what?
23. Nature.
Okay. And Emil on the inside?
Mine was also in nature. I only have got 16. My insight's kind of crap, so
Okay.
if you want, I can roll an insight.
No, I'll take an insight from Patrick.
Yeah, Patrick.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, there it is. It rolled itself.
That's a dirty 20.
Okay, cool. So your nature check tells you this is definitely a plant-based creature. It is definitely a plant-like creature. In fact, it looks like the reeds that grow on the bottom of the water have sort of all conglomerated, got a little body, and then got up, turned upside down, and ran. That's what it's like. Well, it would be cute if it wasn't huge. It's 10 times the height of your average human. It's 20 times the height
It's
of
disgusting.
you.
Snorlax is cute and it's pretty big.
Okay, Pokemon aside, this thing is not cute. It's got like these
it's
horrible
tangrowth.
acidy tentacles,
That's
it's
subjective.
it's put them in the ground, like roots. That's your nature.
So,
check.
what sort of a creature is this?
It's a plant-based creature.
Right.
That's what you're getting. Insight
Can I do
check.
something?
Hello, welcome in. 1 second.
Hi.
With the insight check, Josh, I'm echoing off you by the way. Patrick, you are able to tell that the creature appears to be snoozing, dozing, resting.
Natani, it's sleeping.
Natani, what are you doing?
I just want to put my hand to the ground to just see if it feels like there's movement in the earth, like if it implanted its.
Yeah,
tentacles into the
there is
ground.
this slight sort of almost tremble that's very in time with the creatures. So what it's doing?
Can I approach it?
Of course you can. What else
Be
would
careful.
we want you to do?
I would like to. So you said it's like a jellyfish, but without their heads. But you said it still has.
It has like a little sort of where they meet, I guess. All these vines meet. It's like a little bit more of a solid ball from which the
Okay,
vines
yeah.
come. That's the best way I can put it.
So-
But it's
yeah.
it's just vines. Sorry, carry on, Josh.
As I see you going to approach, I'll just tap you on the shoulder real quick, Patrick. Hold on a second, and I'll give you my guidance.
Hold on a
Just
second,
in
and
case
now
you're
go.
going to do something daring.
Are you guiding me?
He's guiding you with guidance. What are you doing, Patrick?
I will approach the mound, and I would like to gently stroke
Ugh.
it as it snores away.
Yeah, you stroke it sort of all the way down its body, and you hear.
It's purring.
It is sort of purring at you, yeah.
Gross.
And then
Can we-
it's long
Hell
vine.
no.
It's long vines that curls back on itself and wraps around you, Patrick. Once, twice, 3 times, different nestling you.
I
And
just
then
cuddle
4, and then 5, and then 6, until there's almost no
Patrick!
Patrick left to look at. And then
It's good. Wait,
slowly, Patrick, it just
I'm getting
squeezes
in
you,
there.
And I need you to make
No,
a
I'm
strength
getting
save,
him out.
please.
I'm gonna
A-
start
a
tearing him
strength
out.
Strength
Save,
save,
just-
please, Patrick.
Get out of there, Patrick!
Death by cuddles.
That's
God.
the 16.
A 16,
Pretty
cool, that's a
good.
fail. You
Yeah.
take 11
Uh-oh.
bludgeoning damage.
Ah,
11.
Patrick!
Okay.
I'm
11 bludgeoning
punching
damage,
the
yeah.
leaves.
Okay, you punch the leaves and it sort of waits up, and it all of a sudden it sort of lets Patrick go completely, and then
Oh,
it shuffles away from you all a bit as if like backtracking on its reed-like legs, and then sinks down again onto the ground and puts its roots into the ground and begins to
Are
relax.
you okay,
and then-
Patrick?
It's
You look kind of bruised up.
It was a tight hug. I don't think it's felt love before. I think it was confused.
I think it was trying
gonna-
to eat you.
I'm gonna try again.
No, Twiggy, I will say you don't. You don't think it was trying to eat you. It looked like it was really gentle, and then it just squeezed a bit tight because it's massive, right? Do you imagine a
Yeah.
dinosaur
Well-
trying to stroke a cat? That's what
Yeah,
just
so
happened.
I'm gonna go back over.
Like, oops, it's
And-
dead, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna go back
Oh,
over
no.
and I'm gonna do the same thing. But if it
Hold up.
starts to wrap around, I'm gonna try and like put my hand on the tentacle and just like
Go
keep my arm
Yeah, yeah.
like against
Yeah,
it.
you can.
So
You
there's
can
a
just
bit
push it back, and it feels it like moving away.
Yeah.
And yeah, you can sort of stroke this creature for a while. It
I'll just
it
cuddle
curls a little bit, but it doesn't sort of. It just ends up with a little curl around your feet, and
I'll
not
just
much
cuddle
else
it.
going on.
I know this
Okay.
creature doesn't seem like as if it's hostile in any sense, but I would like to have my lantern light up, and I'd like to get some kind of warning of a hostile creature. So
Sure.
I'd like to at least know if this thing's looking like it's going to get angry or.
Well, what's going to happen is after a short moment, you just hear, Patrick, come away, real slowly now. All of you, just back up. Davy sort of guides you all to move away from the creature.
Well, he's not done anything.
I was already far away.
It won't hurt you on purpose,
Well, then it's fine.
but it will still hurt you nonetheless.
I think it already did. Admittedly, it was.
No, come away now, Patrick. It's for your safety.
I reluctantly do, but I say don't hurt it.
We won't hurt it.
What are you gonna do?
I've never seen one so large. We're just going to
What
leave
the
it.
hell
be.
is it, Davy?
I don't know what its name is. My uncle might, but it lets out spores when it sleeps. And they're very poisonous.
Oh,
Come away now.
yeah. That would be
It
a
takes
good
in a
idea.
large amount of water, and then it rests on the shore, and it gets smaller, and when it does, it lets it all out in spores. Careful now. Back away. Gently.
So, hang on, it gets smaller and releases
Yeah,
spores.
so what it does is it
Considering
soaks in
how
a bunch of water,
big-
getting really large, and then it
It's like-
lets it all out through spores and gets smaller again. And this creature
And
is
it heals
very
back
large.
in.
So, considering how big this thing is, how far away do we need to be?
Well,
A
we should
long
leave it
way.
here and just keep moving.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we need to run. It takes a while, but...
As we start moving away, I'll turn back to look at it and I'll just whisper, I'll miss you, Tangela.
As we move away, I'll give a glance to Patrick. He's pretty wounded. Yeah, Patrick's still pretty wounded, right?
A little bit. He's not wounded, he's a little bruised.
Being crushed a bit.
Yeah.
He's busted.
He's Flat Stanley.
Yeah.
Alright, got a couple of cuts.
On giving you a glance and seeing what's going on, I'd like to chuck a couple of charges of healing light into him.
Okay. Yep. Go ahead. But you can...
That'll be a 2d6 heal for you. Rolling that now.
Ooh.
What does that look and feel like?
Yeah, that is true. What is your
Wow.
mechanism for healing light like?
So I raise one of my hands, and from my blessing, I call forth a little bit of light, and some golden light starts to shimmer across my fingertips, dancing between them, and then comes forward as a few wispy streaks, and then just envelops you, sort of like only 3 or 4 strands, but like swiftly sort of dances around you, and the wounds just start to knit and heal.
That tickles.
Right, Jesse J and your laser light. Yeah. But you're able to give it a little bit of a heal up, and as you guys back away, you will see very slowly as the creature sort of curls back down to the grass. A little tiny purple gas just gently emanating from it. You guys are more than far enough away at this point. And Davy will tell you that
Brave.
these creatures are very placid and very peaceful, but they inadvertently hurt travellers. Especially if you catch them in the water, they can get tangled in your nets and pull your boat in. At which point you guys will turn back and see that Case and Box's boat is floating upside down the river.
Ah, is it too far to save?
No, not at all. It's going in the same
Oh.
direction as you guys.
Okay.
It's just sort of keeping up, if anything. This is
perfect.
a very gently moving river. It's like sort of you could wait all day and it wouldn't get out of sight.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll do my part to help rescue the boat.
Yeah,
That's good,
You
at
guys
least.
can reel it in and then flip it back, and Case and Box will be very pleased. They stowed their gear properly in the wooden chamber. The only thing that has happened is that they can't get their oars back out the water, but it's okay. You can fashion new ones from wood.
Are the oars close enough to be rescued, or are they like
No,
long?
they're at the bottom of the, they're at the bottom of the water. At the bottom of the river.
Well,
They
How
sink
deep is
30 feet. And it's full of acid, right? So got to swim in it. Not to mention that the oars tend to need remaking every 4 or 5 days anyway, because the acid erodes them away. So this is like the 25th time you guys have refashioned oars. You're very used to it.
Yeah. I was just wondering. I was wondering because sometimes like wooden oars and stuff will float, but if they're just
Not with
there, I
old,
guess
not
like,
with old day mechanics. It's just a slab of wood that's been sort of carved down to have a handle. But yeah, it won't take. It won't take long before Carson will come and tell you that these creatures are called tangle root. No, they're not. You've confused me with tangler.
Angela.
Tangler.
Vine root creepers.
Okay, that's a pretty cute name.
You and your tanglers. It's amazing though that you said that before I told you it was a plant-like creature. It just, but yeah. Unfortunately, the net, is torn. Is going to need mending, and all the fish are out of it. But Carson will also tell you that they're usually between 1 foot and 2 foot long, so like this size.
Wow.
He's heard that they can get a lot bigger, but not that bigger. That creature's huge, and he theoretizes. Wow. He theorizes that it might be to do with the strange nature of the acidic water in the rainbows.
Or maybe it's just maybe it's also just been in the water for a very long time as well, right?
These lands are very undisturbed. Davy will agree, and Davy will come over to Patrick and sort of, "Are you okay? You seem sad." Well, you seem sad when you said goodbye to it.
Yes. I wish I could have kept it.
Kept it? It's a bit big for a pet, don't you think?
I have a pet dragon.
Is that how that works? And how does your dragon feel about that?
Oh.
He enjoys it.
Very well. Not all big creatures want to be kept as pets. But I agree with you, it's a placid and peaceful creature.
Hugged me and purred.
Yeah, they're very peaceful and very graceful creatures. It's a shame that they can inadvertently hurt us. I'd love to understand more about them. You did well. I'm sorry we had to leave it. Jesus. Sorry, I fell off my chair.
Yeah,
I turned it and nothing happened.
I hope to someday be able to speak with plants.
To speak with plants?
Maybe in another level.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd love for that too. You could tell me what they said.
Well, mostly just to apologise.
I'm not sure that that's so much a plant as it is an animal.
Oh, then I could speak to it.
Sort of. So you would need speak. You are correct that you would need speak with plants because it is a plant creature, but it is a sentient creature. It's not like the standard speak with plants, which is can I chat with the pot plant in the corner?
Seaweeds.
But yeah, you guys make swift progress for the rest of the day. Yeah.
Because Case is the one that jumped in the water.
Yeah, got himself covered in acid. He doesn't have them anymore. He's left them behind. He was completely butt naked when he ran off. He went to the camp and found himself some fresh clothes from the stores. They are literally eroded to there's barely any of them left.
Oh damn.
Yeah, it's his boots are fine. You can rescue those. But standard cotton clothing, if you put it in the water and get the water through it, there's nothing left of it. It really is that corrosive. And also clothes aren't very well made in this sort of day and age. But yeah. As you guys continue on up the river, walking along, it's sort of a couple of days before... Natalia, are you with us? Just double checking.
Yep.
Fantastic. It's a couple of days before Tamara approaches you quietly one evening and sort of... I think we should swap about a bit. Not just you and I, everyone. Maybe all... Oh, sorry, I've missed one quick notification. Leftrin would have told you that the next day you're going to need to get back in the boats. That's what I meant to say. But then I remembered to check that Laura was here and forgot. And Tamara will suggest that not only you two, but like everyone finds different boating partners. Just to have a bit of a shuffle around. And it's, you know, she expresses that she's really enjoyed being able to walk alongside different people at different times. She'll ask you what your thoughts are, Natana.
I mean, I think you're right. It's about time we got to know each other. As long as it's not too much getting to know each other.
She sort of looks at you and... Maybe you should go with Twiggy or Sylv or Arya. Less risk. She smiles and will tell you that she wants to go with Judd. Which is very surprising, because until this point you thought that Tamara hated Judd. Maybe she does. Maybe she's going to push her over the edge.
Scandalous.
I think that's a good idea. I think she could use a friend.
Double.
Yeah, and I'd like to know more of her story. I judged her before knowing the whole thing. It's taken me a while to come around, if I'm honest. But you're right, she could use a friend. Besides, it's going to take someone to persuade Greft to let her out of his sight.
Yeah.
Shall we talk to the others? Hey, guys! And she sort of waves at everybody. I was thinking we should swap around. We'll go with different people. Like,
Excuse me?
you know, just mix it up. I don't know about you guys, but it's been nice walking on the shore, talking to you all at different times.
Is this to help get with people?
No!
Yeah. trying to hook
no. No.
Who's hooking up?
Who's doing it?
She looks at you, Twig, and she goes, I'm hooking up with Judd, if that's okay with you, Judd.
Who said that?
Tamara does. And then she sort of gives you a wink.
Scandalous.
And she assures Judd that, no, we're just going to get to know each other more. You know, it's a long journey. Let's all make more friends. Or something. And then Case is sort of like, I think that's a great idea. And then Case is going to come straight over to you, Patrick.
Oh, fuck. Patrick doesn't say that, obviously.
Well, I mean, that would be a very quick advance. But he sort of looks at you and, do you want to pair up? Like, you can do some cool tricks and I'll do some rowing?
Yes.
Cool! Boxer, I'm leaving you!
Oh.
Boxer sort of looks around and,
Here I was thinking Chris and Boxer are inseparable.
Wow.
a little bit, but not today. Boxer sort of looks around and he'll go over to Rapscal and suggest they pair up. I suggest if you have any choices of who you're pairing up with, you pick them quickly.
I know. It's like a class project. And my only friend in the class has been taken already.
Yes! That has just
so
happened.
relatable.
How about it, Twiggy?
Oh, okay. Natani, perfect. You seem great at rowing.
Sylv will look to Arya and say, I might go with Alum, if that's okay.
Yeah.
You're facilitating the story here, Jay, because in an ideal world, you're going to jump in a boat with Emil. And the aim of this is simply to get the party in the same boat as each other. If you don't mind, that'd be great. So yes, we're gonna skip through it all anyway. So there's not a huge amount of role playing to do. But the point being that if Emil and Arya and Twiggy and Tani are in the same boats, and later Patrick obviously will join Twiggy at the campfire and then Twiggy's obviously being with Tani. Hopefully the party themselves will have a chance to create a bit more of a bond. But you will note, Arya, that as soon as your boat lands, Alan and Sylv will come and join you immediately at the campfire to sort of spend all evening together doing the cooking and such. So you haven't lost any friends. You've just gained new ones. I did think that you maybe wanted to share a boat with Cedric, but But speaking
Yes, to
of
dispose
Cedric,
of him.
speaking of Cedric, you haven't seen him since the campfire that evening. None of you, not just Jay.
What a shame.
None of you have seen him since that evening. But late one night, Emil and Twiggy, the two of you are up for whatever reason. And
I'm reclaiming my life debt by making Emil make me some more tea.
okay, in the middle of the night, it's late at night, and you will note that a shadowy figure is crouched by Relpta, the copper dragon.
The little girl, baby.
Mm-hmm. Wherever the
Oh, heck
she
no.
is here.
I'm seeing something crashed over by Relpta. I've been a little bit concerned about that little dragon anyway, so I'll take a look over there, see someone, and I'll raise up my lantern, holy lantern as well. Also, gonna immediately first go to the hostiles, and I would like to at least start towards the dragon.
Wow.
Sorry, do you
No,
mind
just in
yourself?
case-
You'd at
in
least
case
like
the
to
shadowy
start.
figure is something that's going to. I raise my lantern high so I can see. Give the lantern giving the warning if hostile creatures there, and I'd like to call out as I stand up and start moving towards the dragon. Is something wrong? Something
Who
wrong with the
goes there?
And just a heads up, Jamal, you might need to turn the music on Roll20 down ever so slightly, because that's what shocked us, is the music started coming through the microphone, and it was very weird. Yeah, you see a creature that's got his cloak over his head, and sort of crouched right down, and he looks up a little bit, and I think she's hurt.
Oh no.
Sorry, I
rushing
missed the sign.
over.
I had to plug my headset because my.
You notice a cloaked man sort of leaning over Relpta, and he sort of looks up, and I think she's hurt.
She's, what's happened? I'll immediately start rushing over, and I'll change the lantern magic a little.
Josh, you've captured that perfectly. It is exactly like Voldemort crouched over the unicorn, right? It is this cloak.
I'm
The
visualizing
cloak
it.
is pulled right down over his eyes. You can barely see anything of him, but you do notice a slight metallic glow to his eyes when he looks up at you from the cloak.
Oh.
And,
Is he also like gliding across the floor?
No, he's
When I
rooted to
see
the
the
ground.
light, when I see the look of his eyes, I'd like to switch over the magical lantern to the wisdom checks to detect lies and hidden motivations.
Yeah. And he will sort of. I think she's bleeding.
Well, let us take a
It's
look.
difficult to tell. There's a lot of mud here. Come on, girl. It's okay. And he reaches up with his cloak and starts to sort of like clean at the side of her.
Do I recognize exactly who is?
You recognize the voice to be Cedric, but the way he's standing, like, it's almost like he's a completely different creature. He's not dressed in any of this posh finery. His hair's not oiled. Instead, he's in a dirty cloak that's pulled right up over his head. You see a metallic, almost copper glint to his eyes. And he sort of. She was bleeding before, but. He made it better. Yes, so if you remember, this is... There was a... No, do you remember? Relpta was the one who had the tool put in her to extract her blood?
Yeah, but I didn't know that because I didn't see that, did I? I wasn't there. They may have
No,
may have
you didn't,
mentioned
but
it,
the dragons mentioned it to everyone. So you were all aware of it. But he said, I thought we patched that up. It's awful. She's hurting. She's weak and she's tired.
Do you know what happens? Did you see anything?
She was hurt. I don't know how. I hear her.
In your mind?
Hear her?
Yeah. He looks uncomfortable, a little unsure about it all.
When he says that he doesn't know what happened to her as such, is he being completely honest with us, or does it seem like he's hiding something here?
You get the impression that he's certainly. I mean, he's not telling you everything. Like, everything he has said has been 100% true. Everything he has said has been 100% true, as far as you can tell.
I think we should get the others and try
That's
to
true.
help.
Yeah. Do you know where Elise might be?
Why, Elise? She's but
She's
an excuse for a noble girl from Bingtown. Just because she's read those dusty tomes.
Well, she seems to know more about the dragons and their.
It does also seem like she's done a good job in keeping them somewhat more healthy.
He sort of... Oh, well, of course, but we wouldn't want to wake her at this hour. She's... You know, I mean, it's the middle of the night. Surely...
No, I think
we
she'd
don't
be
want to
very
trouble her.
concerned about one of the dragons being hurt.
Well, of course, but she could... In the morning, right? We don't need to wake her now. Perhaps some of the
No,
keepers
if
who are...
you're saying the dragon's hurt and bleeding, we really, really should. So,
Well, fine. Why don't you go and wake Elise?
what's going on, Cedric?
Why don't you go and wake Elise then, if you think it's so important? Quick, hurry now. Off you trot.
Okay, where's Elise?
She'll be on the boat.
Where's the boat?
Parked up in the river, basically. Not a long walk. Only 2 or 3 minutes.
All right, I'll do it.
No, it's okay. Emil offered. Why not? Go on, Emil. Off you go.
I think I run a little faster than Emil.
We're running now, aren't we?
Well, we should just get this looked at quickly, and
Well, I'll come
I
with you.
mean, oh,
I'll come with you to the boat. Let's go and wake Elise.
right.
I'll work. Would you like me to stay?
Yes, you stay with the dragon. Wonderful job. Excellent job, chap. And he pats you on the shoulder, and he takes...
Cedric, what's going on?
We're going to wake Elise, and you're going to watch the dragon. Quickly now. You said it was important. And then he'll
All
go
right.
with Twiggy.
Let's go.
Twiggy, as soon as you're out of earshot of Emil, he sort of... Twiggy. You go and wake Elise, but... She can't see me like this.
Can I see him at all? Like, is he standing close enough that I can see what's going on with his scaling situation?
Noting you looking closely, he sort of recklessly just yanks the cloak off. And you see copper scaling all the way along the top of his cheeks. He was completely unscaled. He's not from the Rain Wilds, right? He's from Bingtown.
Yeah.
You'll note that it's on the back of his hands, the edge of his lips. He's more skilled than you are.
Yeah. I wonder why it affected
His
him so
eyes
much.
gleam sort of copper.
Has anyone else seen you like this?
I think Carson suspects. He's been protected.
Well, it's...
I think that when we first found Relta bleeding, I got some of her blood on me. And I think maybe that made it happen. Or something. Twiggy, what's your passive insight? Just out of curiosity, otherwise I might ask you for a check. Just to get an idea of what he's getting
is 14.
at. Yeah, so he's nervous and he seems like he's grasping at straws.
Yeah, because I don't remember getting any Balliper blood on me. It sounds kind of more like...
No, but she was bleeding profusely, right? Because she had this syringe put in her. So him getting blood on him is perfectly plausible, but he seems like he's desperately searching for an answer.
Yeah,
for where
I don't
these
think
skills
that's
came
the answer he's looking for. But I'm not going to tell him. I don't know. Maybe it is. Well, but Cedric, if you've been hearing her in your mind, it kind of sounds like you've been chosen, like the rest of us.
I can't be. I have a life to go back to. I'm a Bingtowner, and I'm excellent there. Not like I am
understand.
here. Not like I am here. I'm out on my depth here. My work is in trade and in paperwork and as a secretary, and I'm Hest's secretary. I'm
Supposedly they're building a new civilization. I'm sure there will be a need for secretaries. You could be the first one.
Guess I'll fit in now.
It's not ideal. Maybe.
Please don't.
Have I seen Cedric talk to anyone? Is he friends with anybody around here?
Yes, you've seen Carson and Davy go to his room on the boat. He keeps to the
Okay.
boat almost all the time, but you have seen
Right.
Carson and Davy go to his boat.
Okay, so I will say, I think at least maybe you should see if Carson has any advice. He's
What an excellent idea. Shall I wake him now?
well, you know.
He
maybe
knows a lot
later.
about animals. Maybe he can help with Relta. I know she's not an animal, but, you know, she's...
I meant with your situation.
Oh,
One of the more.
second thoughts, maybe not.
It's going to be harder trying to, you know, keep it a secret and deal with this on your own. But I won't tell you what to do.
You
I'll
hear
wake up.
Balapa in your mind. Twiggy, come to me now.
Jeez. Okay.
Now.
Well, gotta go.
Is that what you say? This Ralph gotta go. He sort of. So I should wake Carson. Yes.
No,
Or Elise, or.
I'm gonna go wake up Elise.
Oh, okay. I was coming with you. Is that? Should I go
Well,
back to my
okay,
chamber?
Oh wait, you don't want her to see you, right?
I'll go
Okay.
back to my room and you wake Elise. Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do
Okay.
that.
So you're very close to the boat at this point. He will get on the boat. He'll go back to his chamber. You can go to
Okay.
Elise. You can go to Elise's room if you wish.
Okay. I hope Balaper's not mad. I'll run up there real quick and just knock on her door very quickly.
Yeah.
Elise,
after
wake
a
up,
short
hurry up,
moment,
wake up, hurry up.
the door opens. And
Oh, God.
Leftram looks
Cooking
at you
up.
and, can I help you?
I knew it. I don't have time for this. Where's Elise?
I think she's out on the prowl.
Why are you in her room?
This is my room.
Oh.
We alternate. She
Oh.
needs, she's a proper lady. She needs a proper room, and because the only other thing is a hammock in with all the guys on the boat.
That makes
So
sense, that
he
makes
gives
sense.
her the captain's
Okay.
bed when he's not asleep, and he sort of. I think she's
Oh,
at the back of
well.
the boat. Shall I get her? What's up? Is there a problem? At one moment,
Oh,
and he sort of
actually,
reaches over and he
yes.
puts a shirt on and sort of.
I will.
What's up?
I'll pass along the message of what happened with Relpta and what's going on down there.
Do you mention Cedric?
No, I'm not going to mention Cedric. He
Sick.
seemed very
Can't
upset
wait for a
about
mill
it.
to fuck everything up. Brilliant. He will go and tell Elise, and Elise will head down. She'll immediately start putting her boots on. This is terrible. We must get down to the
Okay,
shore.
perfect.
At the
I'll
same
meet you
time
back
as you
over
head
there.
to Balapa, Emil, you are called by your dragon, by Ranculos. He calls you to come to him now.
Uh-oh.
The rest of you are woken up by the dragons calling you to.
In my head, I respond to Ranculos. One of the other dragons is injured.
We know.
We need.
Oh.
I need to make sure that that this one's cared for, and I'll come
Come
to you.
now. That's what Marco says. All the keepers.
I will be there as soon as I can. I will not be long.
Give me a charisma save.
Uh-oh.
Oh, not the commands.
Now you've done it.
Youch.
You went and did it.
You now.
Looks like the tables have turned.
Oh.
No.
With a +7. too.
Ranculos sort of says to you, but Emil, I need you now. Right now. Please. I'm desperate. And you sort of get this sort of
do it.
almost like fatherly desperate instinct that you must help. And you're unable to resist, I'm afraid, with a 12. And you will leave her up to the side. But she follows you.
Ah, jeez.
Oh, okay.
There's the copper
Wait,
dragon.
Rob's following me?
Yes, the copper dragon is following you as you head to Ranculos.
Okay, this is gonna lead to a problem with Elise finding us.
I know, 'cause I
it?
told her where you were.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine.
Okay.
She can follow the tracks.
We can't be that far away.
As you all gather round the campfire.
Oh,
Oh,
how cute.
the campfire. Look at that.
This
That's
looks
not.
oddly familiar.
Yes, not what I was looking for at
Very
all.
familiar.
Not what I was
Wow.
looking for at all. There we go. As you all gather round the actual campfire,
As Patrick's really groggy from being waken up, it's like, is it morning already? Very bright out.
But you are called over there. I don't have that many pictures of campsites to hand, Mister. Difficult man. You're all called to sort of meet with the dragons, and it is Merkel that speaks. Let's see. Before, there was an attack on one of the dragons by a human. You found the implement. Raptor was injured. This was a human problem to solve. But you have not solved it. So it is now a dragon problem. This is the second time that she has been injured by a human. This time, someone must pay. We know who hurt her the first time, and they have been forgiven.
You do?
If she wishes to tell you, she will. The second time, she cannot describe them. Sneaking up on a dragon is not easy. Masking yourself from their view and from their scent is even harder. Speak amongst yourselves. Find this perpetrator and bring him to us. Sort of looks around. Raptor limps in to the circle of dragons, and you will notice that the cloaked Cedric comes and stands by her side, having snuck back off the boat, assumably being called like the rest of you. And he puts his hand on her back and is talking to her very quietly.
So the last person we've dealt with, it has been a while since I've seen Tats around.
All right, everybody, fess up. Wait. You're not suggesting it was one of us, are you, Malcor?
I'm suggesting it was a human. I don't see any other humans around.
Oh, phew.
I don't think... I'm looking at all the dragons.
One of you two legs.
Specifically. Who looks suspicious?
Yeah, who's sweating it?
You would assume that it's more unlikely that it's a dragon keeper.
That's what I thought.
That's my instant
Not
thought.
because they care for the dragons, though that is also part of it, but also because you will know it's very hard to keep your dragons out your head.
Yeah.
Well, unless you snuck up on another person's dragon.
Sorry?
The other dragon.
Well, unless
the
you
other dragon
snuck
might
up on
know.
another person's dragon.
What do you mean?
So, like, it might be hard for me to sneak up on Sestican. If I was to sneak up on...
But if you had
another
snuck up
dragon-
on another dragon, it would be very hard to hide that fact from Sestican. He's in your mind constantly. Right? He knows your mind.
All right.
And say you was to sneak up on someone's dragon, the other person would very, very quickly know that something's happened to their dragon.
Yeah, that makes sense too.
Right, which is
Except-
why it's been wrapped
So
up.
it'd either have to be
Who
someone
isn't?
doing something to their own dragon, which would
someone's
be
dragon.
one
Cedric.
thing.
Okay, Jamal, you
Let's
seem
go talk to
confused.
him.
There is only one dragon that this has been perpetrated on, and it's Relptor.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Whose dragon it is makes no difference, because it's Relptor. She doesn't have a keeper. Well, she might do
My-
now, but she didn't before.
Well,
My money's on Jess. Not only is he a hunter, so he's sneaky, but he just looks evil.
I knew that you were going to say that. I knew Josh was going, I've just been looking through the pictures. This guy looks suspicious.
He
It's
does.
the cheekbones.
Yeah, it is. Unnatural is what it is.
Okay. I mean, we should ask, I guess, Ralph what she remembers, even though she can't really describe
It couldn't be Leftron? He looks quite... What about
No,
this
I
guy? Okay,
I trust him.
let's be fair. This guy's not sneaking anywhere.
No.
No, I hate his tumors.
Oh god.
Who is this guy even? It's probably
That's
him.
the suspicious
Sponge.
guy. Never
Yeah,
seen
this
or
guy.
heard him before.
Exactly, that's how good he is at masking himself.
Does
I
Hennessy?
think we've narrowed it down.
He's someone's dad, apparently.
Oh no. Maybe we should ask Prince to ask Relta.
The artist
No,
formerly
you
known
didn't.
as-
Yeah.
He's kind of got the fashion.
Yeah.
He's kind of got the fashion.
He
going.
looks just like him.
You look over to Cedric,
I'm
who has
seeing it.
still got his cloak up, and he's got his hand on Robta. He's talking to her quietly. What do you say?
Yeah. I say, Cedric,
Oh, what?
you don't need to hide. I already saw.
You did.
The other night at the camp, it was glistening off the campfire. It almost blinded me. Anyways, can you ask Relta if they remember anything
She hears you.
about... Oh. Do you remember anything about the either attacks? Well, no, the second attackers just are neglecting. Yeah, there's no getting an actual cure for the parasites. Do you remember anything that happened during the attack? Is that not what the
The dragon
No,
told you
I
the
was
first
losing it.
person who attacked was forgiven. The second
Yeah.
was not.
I want to know who that is also, but I guess it's not the pressing concern.
Forgiven? I thought he said that it was dealt with.
Forgiven.
Oh, okay.
It may well be a pressing concern because what if they're the same person both times?
Melkor will inform you that they are not.
No.
No.
Yeah, so do you remember anything about what happened that day?
Sleeping. Calm. Peaceful. Smell. Cinnamon. Bite. Nasty. Soft.
Something?
Soft belly. Hurt. Like the snake, but bigger.
That was
Burrowing,
the second one,
cutting.
not the first.
Yes. Recent.
Cinnamon.
Could be fucking anyone. You all have had
Something-
cinnamon. You've all had those sort of cinnamon stuff from the boat at various points.
Yeah. Who's gonna buy it in?
You would know as a character that them saying bitten is just the way of a dragon. That's how a dragon will portray being attacked, right? A sword would bite them too, right? That's how they portray that because that's how they would. Yeah.
Okay.
Cedric, when you found Relta, was their weapon still there?
No.
Oh.
No sign at all. I'm no hunter, but I did look for footprints in the bank, but only the ones that I had come with.
Well,
Can I take a look at your belly, Relta?
Hurts. She sort of tilts her chin out the way. That's as much grace as she gives you.
Sure. I just want to see if there are any either puncture wounds or any
It is
kind
a
of
single
markings
puncture
or-
wound. It's about 1 inch in thickness, and it looks like somebody sort of put something quite far in and then extracted the blood through it. It's exactly the same as the first wound. Identical to the first wound that you found. Well, you didn't find it on her. Sylvan Arya did, but
Someone's
yeah.
draining dragon blood.
all right.
Well,
I
we
mean,
don't.
if-
Why?
I'm
Surely you
sus-
don't
I'm
need to ask why.
suspicious-
It's worth a
I
fortune.
do need to ask.
It's worth a fortune,
I'm
of course.
suspicious of
What does
of
it do?
The healing properties are renowned, at least so it is in the
Oh.
tales. The Duke of Scrandia would pay endless amounts of gold if one was stupid enough to try and take it.
As if to get rid of scales.
I assure you, Robta can vouch that it was not I.
Who said that?
Cedric.
That's Cedric.
He assures you that Relpta can vouch that it's not him. And in fact, Relpta will tell you that she doesn't know who it is. The only person she knows it isn't is Cedric.
Sure, but he's not the only person with scales.
No, he isn't at all.
I'm very.
You're talking about like
suspicious of
Sylve's tight belly, Greft struggling to speak, that sort of stuff.
Well,
Those sort of
yeah,
scale
yeah.
problems.
But we usually know where everyone is. I'm very suspicious of the boat crew because we never know where they are or what they're doing.
That's what I'm thinking.
Perhaps
I
you would
feel
be
like-
wise to wake all your humans. Melkor will tell you.
Okay, a couple of them are up already.
I'll
so...
go to the boat. Hey,
Uh,
humans!
You will note that Lefrin and Elise are coming towards you all as you head towards the boat, and Lefrin was sort of, "What's going on?"
On the way to the boat, before we get there, I'd like to turn to the people just a moment before that and say,
The people.
would the boat crew have been sneaky enough to have done that? I suspect it would be one of the hunters, if anyone.
You can voice that opinion out loud if you wish. Carson will tell you. As Carson and Davy come over to the fire, and you're right. The hunter could move more quietly, but we are also more in tune with some of these animals, some animals than most of you. It will be very hard for Davy or I to harm any creature, let alone one as magnificent as a dragon. But
Can I get a read on each of them?
by all means, ask your questions. I'll speak honestly, that's for sure. If it was Davy, I'll kill him before any of you can. Davy sort of gets an awkward smile and he's like, "No, I could never do such a thing." You don't get much from them. They are very stoic as people anyway. They're standing quite still. They give almost nothing, but they seem to be willing to answer any questions you might ask. Leftrin will get a grasp of the situation from you and then go and wake everybody on the boat crew. He will ask that you allow him to leave Big Ida on the boat to look after the boat. He will point out that Big Ida couldn't sneak up on anything.
Fair enough.
And he will tell you that he personally trusts him implicitly. Big Ida's been with him since he was a boy.
We could search the boat to find this dragon.
I'm sure that wouldn't be necessary, Cedric will say. Surely
Why not?
Yeah, why not?
I think it makes sense.
It's here on
Perhaps,
someone or in the boat.
Can I at least be present if you're going to go through my things? My things are important to me. And I can't have your...
Sure.
And you get the impression that he's like a nobleman affronted at the idea that you'll rifle through his shit, not scared that you're going to find something that he's guilty about.
He's scared we're gonna
Sure,
find out he's a femboy or something.
If you haven't worked that out yet, you're in the wrong campaign. Perhaps a search of the ship could be worthwhile, everyone will say, but for now, perhaps we could gather everyone other than Big Ida.
Yes.
We should at least speak to everyone. Perhaps Relpta could even recognize her killer. Killer? Wow, she didn't die.
By scent, maybe.
Her attacker, her assailant, if you like. Well, no, the only thing she could smell was cinnamon. And Leftrin will sort of guiltily shrug and... I gave quite a lot of people the rest of the cinnamon rolls. They were going to go off. It could be lots of people. I'm sorry if you missed out. And Jared was like... Jared was saying, they were lovely.
Wow.
I'm allergic to cinnamon, so it's definitely not me.
It's definitely not Patrick.
But yeah, it sort of seems a given that nobody seems to be looking around at any of the keepers.
Good, they can help
the
us look
only
around.
exception is Rapscal, who has sort of moved over to be quite close to Greft and seems to be asking him questions quite furiously.
Like what?
Are you using the owl?
Yeah.
Okay. You will hear Rapscal sort of... But you said dragon parts were worth lots and lots of money. You said if a dragon died, it wouldn't be such a loss. You said it. So why is it not you now? Didn't your dragon tell you to stop speaking about it? He did. I heard it. He starts to speak louder and louder. He starts sort of accusing Greft. That Greft had basically said that if a dragon was to die, why shouldn't they sell off the dragon parts from a dead dragon? You even said the silver one wouldn't make it. And that we should be close by, just in case.
Wow.
Any comments on that, Arya? Because you're the only one hearing this.
Yeah.
I'm voting Greg off the island.
In the meantime,
Let's make an alliance.
Leftrim will go and bring all the ship crew over, meaning that you have the entirety of the boat crew, all of the Dragon Keepers, and Carson and Davy. But no Jess. It's those cheekbones.
Where is he? He's the most suspicious.
He's in his tent. You can go get him if you want. He just doesn't sleep on the boat.
Oh. Right.
Carson and Davy came over because they were awake, but obviously Jess wasn't.
Wake up.
Mm-hmm. You go to the tent, sort of wake up, and Jess sort of comes up, and he almost like pounces at you, like very quickly moves up. He's got a dagger in his hand.
Whoa.
Goodness me. Sorry.
Well, actually, there
puts
is
it
danger
down.
afoot.
What is it? Tell me now, quickly.
Someone attacked a dragon.
Someone attacked a dragon? That's awful. Let me get my stuff, and I'll come straight away.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm
And he
watching
reaches
him
in and he
get
grabs
his
like
stuff.
he grabs like a sort of shoulder bag and puts it over his shoulder. And then his sword and his bow and arrow. Well, not one arrow, bow and arrows. But you've never seen him without that shoulder bag. He always has it with him. So maybe it has like medical supplies or something. You're not 100% certain, but
Or dragon blood.
Sure, or dragon blood. They're technically medical supplies, right?
Did he seem fake surprised when I told him a dragon was attacked?
Give me an insight check.
Yeah, he's decent at insight. That's only a 12.
He seemed surprised. Whether it was fake or not, you haven't got a clue. It's dark. He was halfway in a tent. He did nearly attack you with the dagger, so he was definitely somewhat surprised. You know.
Or on edge because he feels guilty.
Maybe. Twiggy, do you come with him back to the camp?
I'll watch him. I'll walk behind him and let him go, but then I'll turn around and search his tent.
Oh.
I'll search all the tents. All the hunters have their own tents, right? We're searching stuff anyway.
As he notices you heading towards his tent, he turns around. What are you doing?
I'm searching the tents.
For what?
Evidence.
Of what? You said a dragon was attacked. What's the evidence? We're expecting a dragon foot or something?
I'm asking the questions here.
And why? Who put you in charge?
The dragons! Pay attention.
They chose you?
Yes. Me specifically.
Give me a deception check.
Twiggies, talk too far into this.
Am I overhearing that conversation from where I am?
No. Not even slightly. What did you
Shout out
get?
to the 2 crew. That's a 2.
A 2 overall? Okay, I rolled a 4! Wow, Michaela, you suck. He's gonna look at you and... How about we go back to the camp, and if somebody wants to search my tent, you can all search it together. Not having just you rifling through my stuff, you'll turn everything upside down. And who knows what you'll eat.
Wow. What's that supposed to imply? Fine, let's go back. But now I'm glaring.
Yeah, he's been very rude. So he comes back to the camp, and you'll see everybody's now in the circle around.
Someone who's actually better at investigation should probably search anyway, because Twiggy is a -1. Okay, everyone's here now.
Humans will sort it out.
Yes.
Dragons will solve it. And with that, Merkel sort of leads the dragons away, and they leave you guys. It's only Relta who's still there, and Hebe. Relta is sort of right next to Cedric, who's sort of almost like cuddling her. When Elise notices, she sort of quietly moves around and asks a couple of people, has Cedric been this friendly with that dragon for long?
No, it's new. They're bonded.
Bonded? Cedric?
Yeah. Yeah,
He
he's
thinks
a
they're
dragon
dirty animals.
keeper. He's a,
Well,
he's a dragon keeper now. Hugh
Why?
why?
But you know, there is no... Oh my god, Karen, you can't just ask for a dragon keeper. No one knows why.
Oh.
You just are.
Well, this journey's full of surprising twists and events. Is this all that surprising in the grand scheme of everything that's been happening? All we're missing is a keeper for the silver. So
That's what I was actually about to ask.
Mhm.
Where's the silver?
Everybody sort of looks a bit confused, and then sleeping near the boat. Relptor will tell you.
Were they with you?
No. He likes the boat. And you have noticed this, like, the silver is always nuzzling up to Tama. It's almost like the boat's the keeper.
Aww.
It is sentient.
Looking at those big, beautiful eyes. Okay.
Greft sort of... So. It wasn't one of the keepers, we assume. For the dragons would know.
And we know it was a human, so... Petra kind of raises an eyebrow with all the humans.
How do we know that?
The dragon said so.
He just means those that aren't dragons, that walk on two legs, like you, like Twiggy, like me.
He didn't say that specifically.
Sometimes, I'm not explaining it. Everybody who is not a dragon keeper is in question. And at this point, at least sort of, why not the dragon keepers? You would know best how to get close to a dragon, would you not? And Rapscale sort of turns around, and you said that dragon parts are expensive and we can sell them if a dragon dies. And Graf sort of looks at him and glares, and Carson immediately turns on him and... What do you mean?
You said that, Graf.
Well, and it's true. If one of the dragons was to die, of natural causes, why shouldn't we use some of what's left to benefit humanity and to get rich? I've lived on scraps all my life. Why not? What else are they going to do with it? Let it decompose into the ground? Pointless waste.
Does that mean if one of us die, you're going to eat us?
No, the dragon should eat us. Duh.
You're right. That makes more sense.
They do. It keeps the memories or something, they say. But
Oh, God.
anyway,
Oh,
I'm just saying,
Jesus.
there's a big difference between a dragon that died of natural causes and a little bit of blood or a scale or two, and attacking one of them in the night. Besides, if I tried that,
Right.
it would eat me alive. And you just hear this, I would, come very loudly from the black dragon.
Yeah.
This dragon is small and defenseless.
Makes it worse, if you ask me.
No, it makes it easier.
That too. Who's a coward? And Carson said, wait, we haven't even established it wasn't you. Carson said, what do you mean? Of course it wasn't me. What a stupid thing to say.
Where exactly was you on the night of questions?
Well, it was like a
Tonight?
few hours ago.
I was at the campfire with you all, after which I went to bed. Literally 8 foot from Rapscal. Who's accusing me?
Wow.
As
It's
he's
true,
talking-
he was next to me. Go on.
As he's talking, is he seeming offended because he's being accused, or is he like also offended and being like just shifty and general about it?
He seems
Like,
pretty
that's
pissed
sort
off.
of a read on him.
He seems pretty pissed off. He seems offended. He seems annoyed that anyone would even suggest it's him. He also seems annoyed that the investigation is being taken out of his hands. He was trying to lead it, and now it's not quite working that way.
It's back on him.
But
Yeah,
Rapscal
it's in
will
community
say
hands,
that he
not
was
his.
he was genuinely next to him most of the evening.
But does it
Alright.
seem like he's
That's as much information as you're getting, Jimmy.
But does it seem like he's bluffing about anything, or is it?
That's
or
as
is he
much
just, like-
information as you're getting, is how much I've just given you. That's as
Yeah,
much as you
okay.
can work out.
Okay, so he has an Alibaba.
An
He has
Alibaba.
an Alibaba.
He has an Alibaba, yeah.
Me and
Ross.
Emil have alibis, too.
Yeah, we have those. What she said. Who's next?
But hang on, I have thoughts here. I'm not going to
Oh.
automatically start accusing people, but Rapscal, you said that dragon parts were valuable, and you overheard him saying that.
I did.
What do you know about? What do you know so far about what's happened?
Just that. Gref said that if a dragon died, we could sell it to parts, and I said that was horrible, and that Hebe was going to be natural, and that was never going to happen to her. I wouldn't have it. And Hebe wants to be eaten by another dragon anyway if she dies, and she's not going to die.
Well,
And I'm guessing from my read of his quite impassioned response with that, he's not being shady about this at all either. He's
Well,
just
he seems. I mean,
upset
Rapscale
about
doesn't
it,
know the
really.
meaning of shady.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cinemas
Yeah.
from Rapscale.
Okay, then in that case, I'm probably going to cross Rapscale off my list of potential people as well. Then
Carson sort of
I'm
got
not
started.
saying that, but that's in my head.
So if not the keepers, then who? Does that mean Davy and I are up for questioning next? And I'm assuming that each other doesn't work as an alibi for you all.
It depends. Where were you a couple of hours ago?
Down by the river, alone.
Suspicious.
So Hunter says,
I had the rod. I was fishing. Davy was asleep. Or at least, he was in bed when I left him.
wait, isn't there another Hunter as well? Jess,
Jess,
isn't
yeah.
there?
All three of them.
yeah, Jess. And
Where's
you.
Jess been in all of this?
He's sort of, is this what you're saying to me? When he's there, Twiggy went and got him.
No,
Yeah, he's
okay,
there.
no, that's what I was wondering. Yeah, he's here. Yeah,
He's the one who didn't let me search his room.
yeah.
I mean, his tent. not
His room.
I mean,
What did you mean when you said he was there when you left?
What? Sorry, who? Davy was in the tent when Carson left the tent to go fishing.
So the whole time they weren't actually together.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Out
We
for each
were
other.
no, we were alone. I was just saying, as an alibi, it wouldn't work anyway.
Where are these fish
fortunately so.
that you fished?
I'd love to know. I didn't fish anything up. I used the rod for 3 hours. I didn't get anything.
Did you not get anything
Yeah.
because she was too busy fishing up some blood?
If you want to throw accusations around, Patrick, you may. I'll answer questions
I'm
honestly,
just
but
asking.
I would love to know why I couldn't catch any fish today. But frankly, it's a regular occurrence.
Okay, you did.
Tats has shown me. Tats has shown me, but it seems I've not got the knack or the patience. Anyway, that's not the problem. I didn't attack the dragon, and I wouldn't, but I don't know what I can say to you to prove it.
Who, I'll like gesture towards everyone. Who was the first culprit that was forgiven?
That's a great question.
Thanks.
Does it matter?
I'm
Yes.
curious.
It may do.
I mean, they had the
If
same
the dragon
kind of
has
tool,
forgiven,
right?
this is Carson speaking. If the dragon has forgiven them, then the dragon has forgiven them. Surely that should be enough for anyone.
Well,
Well,
where'd
no,
they get
he-
the same tool to get the dragon
Well-
blood?
the dragon Melkor said that it wasn't the same person, so if you're that person, you're free to go back to sleep.
Yeah, you just have to live with the shame, and we will shame you.
Well,
The first attack was not made by me. If that person wishes to come forward, they could do, but that's not the answer we're seeking.
No, but it would.
It would
It would
alleviate
help
one
in our
person.
That
things
person.
down.
If somebody wishes to use that as an excuse, perhaps they should. But for now, perhaps we investigate the most recent attack. Besides, anybody could have stolen the item from the first person if they knew it had happened.
During this conversation, I want to go up to Arya.
Where were you?
Oh yeah,
a couple of
please
hours
accuse each
ago?
other. I'd love that.
All right.
I was not going to accuse. I was going to discreetly, while everyone's talking, say to Arya, "Psst, Arya." I'm standing like side by side, but talking out of the side of my mouth, so it doesn't look like we're having a conversation. Yeah.
Since there's a side difference,
Very
like I'll
subtle.
just.
Oh, and
So
you
you
have a
point a
mask on,
finger
so
at
it's
you.
perfect.
Well, yeah, and also message.
Even better.
Yeah, cast message. Yeah.
Perfect.
What is it?
Everyone's getting real cagey when we mentioned searching their stuff. I think we should do it discreetly. And you seem pretty sneaky.
Yeah, I was having the same thoughts. Just waiting for it to come home to sneak off.
Okay. I can cause a distraction if you want.
Alright. Opposite side of me is helpful.
Okay, great. So I'm gonna go to whoever's across from Arya and just go up to them very accusingly. I don't care who it is. And where were you just a few hours ago? You can roll a die. Who is it? And I'm gonna cause a
I was
big-
making. I was
Ah!
making. I was doing the launch.
What? You're stumbling over your words. What's going on? Getting nervous?
I was out walking with Case.
What? I look at Boxster. Didn't he like?
Left
her?
instead of looked at him. What? Oh, is it that way round? Sorry, I might have. Yes, sorry, you're right. It's Boxster.
Yeah, it's,
Sorry, I was out walking with
Case
Boxster.
does not
I
give a
thought she
shit
was
about
dipping
No.
out on him with
No.
the broom.
Sorry, yeah,
which is
no,
way
no,
more
no, no.
scandalous.
She's been out walking with him, and Leftrin, her uncle, didn't know, and he just said,
Okay,
"What?"
this is a perfect distraction.
Yep.
Oh,
Oh, beautiful.
You notice?
Even though I want to hear this,
Boxer sort
but
of
I will sneak off.
looks around and, yeah, we was just walking, sir. Nothing more. We were just talking, you know. We've been friendly. We're so similar age and whatever. And
Wow.
Skelly, what have I told you?
Ooh.
Skelly sort of. I'm sorry, but you know, I'm old enough to make my own decisions.
True.
You were a captain of my age. That's true, and I'm not your father, but he looks over, and there's this sort of look in his eyes. You don't really know what he's thinking. It's like he's disappointed in the choice of Boxster. Specifically, it's specifically he's disappointed with them, right?
Well, we've all been there.
But it's
Shows
probably
one of the
it's
Weasleys.
probably not because he's ginger, as Elise is holding his hand.
well,
Yeah,
there you go.
Arya, you're going to try and sneak off, are you?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. As you sneak off, where are you going?
I am heading for the boat.
Okay. You get quite close before very suddenly a hand is pulled around your mouth. Your neck is pulled tight. And you're pulled right in backwards. You feel the breathing of somebody right behind you. He's holding you. And it's this very strong grip. You feel a sharp blade against your neck. And where are you going, Missy?
Did you say you put a hand over my mouth? Or?
Sure, he has put a hand over your mask, if you like. But
Yeah.
he's also... He's not like... He just did it to stop you screaming, and now he's just holding a blade to your neck.
God.
Okay. Is the voice recognizable?
It's Jess.
I told you guys he was evil.
The
He's evil.
cheekbones.
He's caught Arya sneaking off. Where are you
He
going?
should be distracted by the argument.
Where were you going?
Onto the boat.
Hiding something.
Opposite.
Planting evidence.
Finding what's hidden.
You wish to
You can
search
search
for
me.
that? Very well.
Yeah.
Then we will search together. I'm watching you. And with that, he takes his dagger away and lets you lead the way onto the boat.
Wow.
All right.
Don't think you're so sneaky. Where shall we start? Captain's room, perhaps? Food stores?
No, the quarters.
Very well. Together. Start with that one, shall we? And he'll nod, and it's Skelly's room. You go in, and she's got lots and lots of pictures of butterflies that she seems to have drawn onto parchment. She's meticulously neat, and searching her room takes almost no time at all. Until you go to shut a drawer, and hold on. See that? That edge there. The drawer's not flat. Lift it up. And as you
Lifts
do
it
so, you see 3 emeralds that have been secreted away. They are beautifully cut. Wow. She's hiding something, but I hardly guess. I would hardly imagine she stole that from a dragon. Shall we move on?
No. Got from somewhere.
And
Don't
you
care.
can go into Belen and Swaj's room. This is a messy room. Belen and Swaj, their mess is everywhere. Yeah, after a while, you find all sorts of things that are a bit odd, a bit weird. Nothing to do with dragons, or even remotely resembling a weapon either. The next room is Big Ida's room. He doesn't have much of a room. He has like a hammock and a very large collection of picture books. That's it. Just that. Checks out.
I wasn't too concerned about it.
No, he's still on the
honestly.
boat as well. And then you will come to Hennessy's
Wait,
chambers.
wait.
Yeah, go on.
The colour books, is he colouring within the lines?
No, they're books. They're picture books. They're just books with pictures.
Oh,
in.
okay.
If you looked a little more closely, you'd
It's
note
comics.
they're all birds.
Aww.
Aww.
Yeah. You then find Hennessy's room. This is the sort of vice captain's room, if you like. It's very well kept. Everything is beautifully laid out. Even the shoes are like perfectly in line. It takes you moments to search. It is absolutely pristine. And sort of as you're leaving, just sort of, that's almost creepy. It's so neat. Weird. Does he not have any personality? God. And then you come to the guest quarters, which is currently being used by Cedric. As soon as you get close to the door, it smells of sickness. It's musty. When you open the door, it's dark. And over the windows are hung pieces of clothing. There's clothes strewn across the floor, and there's a sort of wooden plate with unfinished food on it. Looks a couple of days old. There is a couple of cupboards sort of tightly pulled shut, and in front of it is a writing desk with lots of different bits. Ink is spilt to the side. A piece of shattered glass on the side. It's going to take us forever to search him now.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Okay. My familiar's helping me by like pointing out like little things.
You've got an owl in the room. It's
Yes.
not fucking help. It's not fucking helping Jess. Like that is distracting the shit out of him. Go ahead.
Oh,
Roll
too
with
bad.
advantage.
Not for him. 19.
Okay. You search for a while and you don't find much. There's a lot of evidence that he's been very ill. But after a while, you find what seems to be a glass tube. It's stoppered, but there's almost nothing in it, just a dribble of something. But as you move it, it slowly rolls along the entirety of the glass. It almost looks like it's alive, like it's crawling. It's deep red with silver running through it. It's just a single bead, but it's definitely blood. And as you look to the second shattered piece of glass on the bottom of the boat, or on the deck, you'll note that there is a little tiny piece of blood in the tube, or that was in that tube that has now been smashed.
Okay.
And this is
Is there like a stain on the ground now, or?
No, it was just a little bit like on the edge of the vial.
Gotcha.
Just sort of looks at you and, well, that is unfortunate.
Indeed.
Shall we report back to the others? The dragon seems to like him. Maybe it trusts him. Maybe that's how he did it. And who would have suspected? But he doesn't like the dragons, does he?
No.
James. When I got a look at his scales at the camp a couple of days
They were
ago.
copper.
Okay. I was gonna say if it was silver, then it might have just been his own blood.
No, silver runs through all dragon blood. I'm telling you that as a player, not as a character. But you remember silver through the black rock that made all the memory stone and stuff. Similar theme. You'll find out more about that later. But little hint, little cookie there for you. Jess will look to you, Aria, and shall we head back and speak to the others? Or do you wish to search the captain's chambers first?
We should be thorough before heading back.
Very well. And he will lead you to the captain's chambers. You search for a while. You do note that Elise and Leftorin's clothes do seem to be being stored side by side. And you do find a pair of her underwear in the bed. Saucy. Jess sort of looks at it and, well, that was obvious. But that's probably the only thing they're hiding. Besides, the captain, I've known him a long time. He's a sensible man. He wouldn't take such a stupid risk.
Right.
No,
I had a feeling it wasn't, but...
no scarpering. Back to the camp. Now, by this time, the argument's died down, and it's gone back to different people accusing different people. Do you guys want to accuse anyone else before Arya comes back with the evidence?
I think Patrick is probably like sat with his back against, I don't know, a tree, looking very bored and very tired.
What's Natani up to?
I don't want to step on any toes, and I hate the thought that we're walking around accusing each other. But Carson, Davy, would you consent to a search of your tent?
Of course. By all means. There's no hesitation from either of them. They'll lead you to the tent. And they'll even start like pulling their stuff out and like opening up the bed and like the bedding for you so that you can see everything. You'll notice that it looks like Carson's been knitting or sewing a shirt. Quite a posh looking shirt, actually.
Wow.
And very awkwardly, Natani, as you search through, the only thing that Davy tries to hide is what looks to be a journal.
It's dire. Read it.
You open it, but there is no writing in here. These are drawings he's done. And as you flick through, you'll notice drawings of the river and of the boat, etc. How thoroughly do you look at it?
A quick little glance through, but
Cool,
not
yeah.
really trying to invade privacy.
Yeah, you see a few pictures of some dragons, and that's about it. And he very, very quickly grabs hold of that and keeps it very close to himself. He definitely didn't want to share the contents, but only because he seemed embarrassed. Other than that, they are so open about everything. It's untrue. You do get the impression, though, that Carson is very calm. Almost unnervingly calm. As if he was 100% certain you wouldn't find anything. Maybe that's because he's innocent. But it seems like unnervingly calm, because Davy still seems a little nervous.
Where's Jess?
I thought he was at the fire with us.
I thought he was too.
And he will, suddenly after a while, Carson will point out. He's coming back, over there. And he'll point to Jess and Arya. Did you want to search his tent? Perhaps it might be nice to ask permission first.
That would be the
Let
intention.
me shout, Jess!
They
Can we
sound
search
like
your
they have
tent?
Something to say.
Jess, yeah, sure. We've got something to talk about, but go ahead. And you can rifle through Jess's stuff. He's got some nasty-looking sharp daggers that look like throwing knives. And he's got quite a bit of actual gold in a pouch.
Oh.
Which is a little unexpected. But not particularly a sign of guilt.
But definitely no unusual implements then.
Nothing.
Just the regular weapons.
Mm-hmm. Well, we found some evidence. Arya? Would you like to do the honours? He sort of gestures at what you're holding.
Found this vial. Small bit of dragon's blood in it.
That's mine. Oh. Cedric will stand up and...
J'accuse.
And? Care to, I don't know, explain?
I thought they were nothing but animals. Truth is, I only agreed to come on this trip to take Dragon's Blood back to the Duke of Isgrandia.
Wow.
I brought all the
Audible
correct tools,
gasps.
and as I noticed that the copper robbed her, looked like she was going to not make it, I snuck out in the night and took a vial of blood, too, actually. I don't know what made me do it. I haven't got a clue. I was sat in my room, just staring at it. It moves on its own, you know. The silver winding through the blood endlessly. It played with my mind. I felt guilt. And then I felt, well, if it healed, I'd been feeling sick. So I drank it. I don't know why.
Yikes.
I drank it. Ever since then, I've come to realize I couldn't understand them when they spoke before the dragons. They spoke into everyone else's mind. But now I hear Rota, and I know my mistake. Judge me how you will. I've made an awful mistake. But I was not the second attacker. I was the first. I have agreed to look after Robta for as long as this journey goes, and beyond that if necessary. We are bonded now. I did not attack her tonight. You good, Jay? Is your ceiling falling down?
No, that's the wall. It does that in the winter.
Okay, that's good!
It's when the heat's on.
Yeah, to be fair, it happens in our bedroom as
The
well.
wall's
We get
just
that.
feeling really good.
Like, is that your
Yes.
ceiling about to fall in? No, it's just
No,
the
it's
wall.
the wall.
About to fall in. It's fine.
Yeah, you weren't far off.
Yeah.
My God.
Cedric sort of looks back. But I had a tool for extracting blood. You didn't find it, did you? It was in my writing desk. It wasn't
Someone
hidden.
stole it.
It wasn't there.
It wouldn't be. It was used tonight. That much is obvious.
So, who did you share this with?
No one.
Someone knew that you had this. This tool, I mean.
I don't know how.
Could
The only
someone
person who knew what had happened to me until the campfire, as Patrick pointed out, was Carson. He's been looking after me and protecting me.
Could someone still have it on their person?
If they were smart, they would be carrying it on.
What would they do with it then? Carson looks at you. Where would it be? Where would they hide it? The attack only happened a few hours ago. They can't have gone far. Oh, not where did you hide it? Where would you hide it? Sorry, Emil.
Yeah, Emil, where did you hide it?
Yeah, Bill.
Where would you hide it?
I'd just chuck it in the river.
You wouldn't want to use it
in the
again.
river. There's
Temptation.
Look around us. There's a great many places that someone could just stash it in a forest, in woodland,
Yes, if they knew
a
they'd been
shrub, in a
caught.
bush, bury it.
Arya. Did you find Jess or did Jess find you?
Found me.
Where were you going?
To the ship.
Carson looks at you. Or perhaps to hide something? Would you consent to being searched?
Yes.
Give me a perception check.
Uh-oh. Would you also allow my familiar to do this?
No.
No.
What did you get?
5.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you sort of put your arms out. Carson comes over and sort of gestures perhaps for Natani or for the woman, Elise. There we go. That's what I was looking for. To search you. Sorry. Just saying he doesn't want to do it himself because he feels a bit invasive. And after a few moments, in the wraps of your cloak, you feel them grab something that's got a weight to it that you were not expecting.
Alright.
And as Elise sort of pulls out what appears to be a sort of soft velvet cover, Carson draws his sword and puts it to Jess's neck.
Wow.
He looks at you, Arya. Call your dragon.
Yep. just...
Already, Harmony is coming to the edge. She sort of moves herself before you, in front of you. She looks at everyone else and... Touch her and I'll eat you. She wouldn't harm anyone. Back away. And Carson, with his sword, pulls Jess's bag over his head and passes it to you, Arya. We found... And he takes out the blood extractor that was in your cloak. Stashed there, you would assume, when he grabbed you. But we didn't find the dragon blood. They wouldn't throw that away, would they? And indeed, you will find not only 2 vials of dragon blood in the bag, you will also find an Ascrandian note. It only gives an address, but it is an address in Ascrandia. You'll also find a short dagger and 2 scales preserved in vinegar, and a piece of dragon meat and salt.
Oh.
I told you guys Jess was evil.
As Carson goes to raise his sword again, before you can even react, Harmony leaps up and bites off half of Jess's body.
Whoa.
And that's how we'll end.
Whoa.
Yay.
Whoa.
She be eating!
Invigorating.
And we'll come
Does
to
that mean that she's going to get all of his memories?
Yes, it does. It does.
Wow.
But you would assume the other half will be shared with Raptor, who kind of deserves it, really.
Yeah, definitely.
So
Oh,
we
yeah.
welcome a new keeper. I know Arya will be
Yay.
thrilled.
Cedric. Yay.
You saved him, isn't that sweet? We come to the timeless tradition of
That is
MVPs.
sweet.
As you're back from eloping with elephants in Ethiopia, Alora, we'll come to you first.
I think I'd give it to the karmic retribution that Cedric's getting by the changes from his body, but is also getting a sort of a change of mind. Change of...
Yes, imagine getting a conscience as a result of a kill. Rough, that one, isn't it? Next I will start where I finished. I believe that was with Josh.
Yeah, so mine's gonna be Jess holding Ari at knife point. Like, if you had ended the session there, it would have been like the best cliffhanger ever.
No.
I was tempted, but it was so early. I was like, damn!
But yeah, that was really cool and really surprising. And then also having it that he planted the device on Arya during...
Sorry for picking on you today, Jay, but I knew somebody would try and sneak away. I thought it would be Michaela.
Yeah.
She loves an investigation. I thought it was going to be Michaela who was going to get held at
I
knife point.
would, but I
planted on-
had to think. I had to think Twiggy's not that smart, and I know
No.
I'm smarter than her.
Yeah, that's true. You would have got there and just made the investigation checks and miserably failed and come back.
Exactly. I would have wasted everyone's time.
Jamal. Oh, sorry, Josh, we're not finished. Carry on.
Having him plant it on Arya was a very cool twist to it. Not quite sure how the guy figured it all out.
Carson. He only
yeah.
figured out the planted evidence because although Jay failed a perception check, Carson didn't. That was it. So he saw like the sleight of hand movement and he suspected at that point. So it was only right at the end.
Okay.
But also he didn't trust Jess ever. In the books he hates him. Just viciously hates him for no real reason for a long time. Jamal, you're on
Justified.
I had so many in mind, and that last like half-hour stretch there just completely knocked so many out of my head because it was just so much going on. I was so focused on it. It was like, oh my god, what the fuck? This is a lot happening.
I was thinking about making it that you'd kill the dragon, just because I like picking on you. But it didn't make any sense.
But yeah, I think I'm gonna have to give this one to what's his fucking name again? His name's popped out of my head. Cedric.
Rapscale? Cedric?
Cedric. No, what it is Cedric's reaction to we need to get Elise, and he was definitely not impressed one bit with that. I knew he was hiding stuff there, but it was just like, Your
He
issues
really didn't want those secrets
Your
to
issues
come
are
out.
irrelevant right now.
Yeah.
We've got bigger issues right now.
Yeah, he really didn't want that to come out, and it takes a lot longer in the books for that to. Well, I mean, actually, it never comes out that it was him that drank Relpta's blood, but he does become her keeper, and so yeah. But in this story, I think it kind of had to come out because players like to investigate everything.
True.
Kaylee, your MVP.
Yeah, I love a good mystery. I love the investigation, so I like getting everyone around and throwing accusations. But my MVP, I'll go back to an earlier moment when Patrick got tangled up by Tangela and then just squished. I don't know, something about it was like, it was very kind of sweet how it was not trying to hurt him, but it was just a little too rough, and it was just a big dumb plant. I don't know, it was just like a sweet.
I wasted
cute
30 boosts on the AI website looking for a picture of that creature, and I just couldn't find it. No matter what I described, I just got a really, really dirty river or Tangela. Not even Tangela, just like a pair of eyes coming out of a couple of vines. Like, I just could not get it at all. At one point, I got a human with vines for hair. Like, I just could not find anything. It was awful. Anyway, I know you didn't go first, Jay, but I have left you till last because I picked on you this episode and I enjoyed it. What was your MVP?
I really liked the distraction of just bringing the Skelly and Boxer scandal out.
Oh yeah, that was. I'd already decided as soon as Michaela said I'm going to go back and cause a distraction. I was like, if she tries to accuse somebody, this is what's happening. Like, I've decided that's coming out. Good, I'm glad it paid off.
Perfect.
I had a couple of silly ones. I really liked when Elise said, "I'll brew tea for everyone," and Alora had just arrived and just went, "No!" It was like, she doesn't like tea. Put it away. I really liked the fact that in the pre-session, Twiggy revealed that if she has to deliver Jared's baby, she will uppercut it. Which Alora missed out on. Yeah. She literally said, like, I don't know if Twiggy know what to do with it. She might uppercut it.
I'm scared. She doesn't know what's going on down there.
So we know it's canon now. If Jared gives birth and Twiggy's the only person on hand, baby's gone. And I also just enjoyed the more recent moment of Jay telling us his wall was about to collapse. But I enjoyed a couple of other moments quite a lot. I really liked the interaction with Twiggy and Jess when you went to the tent. I thought that was really, really cool. Like, that was just it was just a nice bit of roleplay, really, really succinct. I also really, really enjoyed Patrick and Tangela. I thought that was a really sweet moment. But I think just a little funny one that really made me laugh was when Josh was like, "I know who tucked me in. It was Dammy because he wasn't there." There was no one there, but he's sure it was Dammy. But yeah, that is where we're going to end. So if you guys would like to...
have a little one as well.
Oh, go on.
I got mind fucked by Ranculos. Yeah, that was...
Yeah, you did. You had to make a charisma save.
I get to
Revenge.
you.
Revenge.
So good.
You are the first
The
person to
table's
experience
turned.
the dragon's glamour. The first player to experience the dragon's glamour. It's really hard to say no to your dragons, I will tell you that for now. It gets harder and harder as well. Just in case Alora missed it, the dragons have upgraded ever so slightly now and now have adamantine-like skin, being immune to critical hits. Sestican gained a little bit of swimming speed, and the proficiency bonus of all the dragons went up by 1. I will make those edits over the week. You guys, however, stayed exactly the same. And on that note, if you guys would like to say goodbye,
Bye.
Bye.
we shall see you soon.